to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. It is so important. Once again, welcome to the live chat. And remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. It's so important, so important. First in the chat, get shouted out, man. First in the chat gets shouted, Ozzy Cosby! First in the chat! What's up with y'all? We back with another mega Thursday. Hey, it's raining. It's raining. It's snowing. The old man is snowing. Man, how old is you out there? What did you used to sing on the school ground play yard, man? It's raining. It's storming. The old man is snoring. Man, we got some chili in the pot. I got some beans don't burn on the grill. I woke up early this morning. I was like, man, it's raining. You know, I got arthritis. I'm moving around slow. I took away all the wrenches. We did a purge. We did a wrench purge. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody. We did a wrench purge. We had the moderators working too hard, man. So I just want you to enjoy the show. Watch the show. Your job is not to moderate all of the hate. That's not your job. Your job just to watch the show, donate, and support. You know what I'm saying? It got to be too crazy. So thank you, everybody, for all of the help and everything. But we moving forward in a new direction. Mega Monday, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday. New direction. All the way live. Oh, man, we had to do it. Keep it going, man. Keep it going. Double tap, hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Double tap, hit the like button. Let everybody know right now where you are, who in the building. Let's show some love and unity in the chat. Shout out your section and region of the country. Shout out your section and region of the globe. Let everybody know where you watching from, how you watching me. That's what I want to do today as we get started with the podcast. Let me know where you watching me from, how you watching me. You watching me on the cell phone. You watching me on a laptop. You watching me from Kansas. You watching me from Kalamazoo. Let me know in the chat right now. Double tap, hit the like button. Everybody come in, double tap, like, share, and subscribe. We're going to have a good conversation today. Number one podcast, number one chat, hot discussion, hot button discussion. We got to talk about it. Politics is ruling the day. Trump news, giving Democrats the boo-hoo-hoo blues. Giving Democrats the boo-hoo-hoo blues. Come on in, man. Everybody watch, join, be entertained, join the chat, join the channel. This is the most round, rompous debate on YouTube. I'm driving the content. I'm in the driver's seat. If you with me, you a passenger. We going somewhere. We all have a destination. It's called Make America Great Again. Shout out to Trump for the Truth Social tweet that he said today, that we have an opportunity. The Democrats has given us an opportunity to make America great again. We are in the MAGA car. I am in the driver's seat. We are driving content, political content. Black conservatism is the talk of the day. Did you know it? While you were grifting, think about this. While you dumb-dumbs were out there grifting, right? Trying to make fun of black conservatives and trying to make money off of Charlie Kirk's death and make money off of black conservatives. Like blacks don't get a choice. Like black men don't get a choice. I don't get to be Republican. I don't have preferences. I can't have a preference. So why black, again, always, who we date, who we love, where we go to school, where we drive, black men can't have preferences. Again, remember Barack Obama telling me I couldn't have a preference? Barack Obama telling me something was wrong with me mentally, sexually, because I wouldn't vote for Kamala Harris. I'm not allowed to have a preference. So again, black conservatives were not allowed to have a preference, and it was funny for you. Oh, yeah, let's make jokes. I don't understand black conservatism. I don't understand these how can black people support Charlie Kirk? Charlie Kirk wasn't racist. That's why. Even today, I see debates about Charlie Kirk debating black issues. I did not see definitive proof that Charlie Kirk is racist. Even in that debate, did you definitively take away from that debate that Charlie Kirk was racist? No. There was a difference of opinion, a difference of data, a difference of looking at the data data can be skewed, but when Charlie Kirk says that single parent homes and black fathers not in the home, it gets right to the crux of today's conversation, the funding of America and Project 2025. What is the number one driver of poverty? What is the number one driver? See, I say this a lot, but I mix it up because I want really intellectual debate in the chat. The intellectual debate is not coming, right? The intellectual debate is not coming. So what is the number one driver of poverty? Anybody know? What's the number one driver of poverty? Huh? Single parent homes. So if you look at single parent homes and what Charlie Kirk and Blexit, because the talking points that Charlie Kirk argued that black people were so sensitive, always wanted to debate Charlie Kirk on these black issues, are Blexit talking points. Candace Owens, Kanye West, any black billionaire, any black Christian has the same talking points as as Charlie Kirk. Don't get surprised. Don't get surprised. So it's what I'm looking at why is everybody upset at the black conservative? But what really happened is you put me in the driver's seat. What really happened is you put me in the driver's seat. It's the same thing the Democrats lack. The Democrats just lack brain power, right? Because they keep making mistakes. That's why they keep losing. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, you put Marjorie Taylor Greene in the driver's seat of the Epstein files. That was your only talking point. That was your only talking point, was the Epstein file. You put Marjorie Taylor Greene in the driver's seat for the Epstein file. So now Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's already running for president in 2028, now has the Epstein talking point. Now, all of you grifters out there who never heard of Charlie Kirk, let's just be honest. A lot of you black content creators, a lot of you liberal Democrat souls, you never heard of Charlie Kirk, but so you wanted to pick on black men. Isn't it fun to pick on black men who don't toe the party line of being blue Democrat cucks? Oh, it's so fun to pick on a black man. Black men, booty to the poll. Do you remember Democrats giving out marijuana? Do you remember Democrats giving out marijuana for votes and for jabs? Do you remember Democrats using strippers? Do you remember Democrats saying don't have sex with black men if they don't get the jab? It was Juvenile, back that dang up. Remember, there was a remix promoted and paid for by Democratic think tanks saying don't have sex with black men if they don't do this. Again, black men not able to have preferences. Do you guys recall any of these things? Strippers, get your booty to the poll. Democrats thinking that black politically advantageous men would listen to strippers or would be swayed by Beyonce shaking her tail for Kamala Harris. That's what they think of the black concern. But what you did is you put me in the driver's seat. Double tap, hit the like button. What you did is you put me in the driver's seat. That's what you did. I've noticed that I am driving the content. I noticed that I am driving the content. Double tap, hit the like button. Keep on pushing. I love you so much. I love you back. Double tap, hit the like button. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Makes perfect timing. I noticed that I'm driving the content. What is the topic and trending of the day? It goes from Charlie Kirk to MAGA to Trump. But you know what it really is? Black conservatism. Why are they so worried? Why is everybody worried? Every Democrat, every liberal, every socialist, they're worried about this black conservative. Same thing when Kamala Harris was running for president. Barack Obama had a special decree, a special cry for black men. Why? Why black men, Barack Obama? Why did you need to have a special dissertation for black conservative men? I tell you that we're in the driver's seat. This morning, I'm happy. I'm excited. The government is shut down. We are in the driver's seat. We are in the driver's seat. Join us on a ride to MAGA country. Join us on a ride to MAGA country. We're in the driver's seat, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the driver's seat. Yes, we are. Come on and talk about conservative views. Come on and talk about politics. Come on and talk about Trump news, because you're behind. You are following the leader. Follow the leader. You are behind. You are following the leader. I have set the tone. I am blazing a path. True Americanism, red, white, and blue, right in front of you right now. Double tap, hit the like button. You are watching the hottest live stream in the land, the hottest live stream in in the land. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. We're going to have a good conversation today. Yeah, I got some views because people want to skew the actual issue. But I love how Trump is handling this. I love how Trump uses social media. We talked the other day about how classrooms and antiquated thinking in classrooms is prohibiting our kids from being part of the Web 3.0 cryptocurrency future, quantum computing that's coming. But Trump understands social media. Trump understands the cell phone. I'm talking to you right now on the cell phone. And when Trump is giving out policy, he's using his cell phone as a bully pulpit. And I'm telling you, man, he is setting the tone. He again is blazing the trail and setting a marker of how you do politics going forward. No one, look at Gavin Newsom creating memes. Look at Gavin Newsom hiring people. Look at Gavin Newsom hiring people to help him with this social media. It's a little too late, Gavin, because Trump had Barron Von Trump, and Barron Trump is the one who told Trump to go on Joe Rogan. And Trump had Charlie Kirk. God bless Charlie Kirk. His memory, his family is chill, because Charlie Kirk told Trump to pick J.D. Vance, and J.D. Vance is kicking much ass this morning. Shout out, can we get some props for J.D. Vance? J.D. Vance, I got video of J.D. Vance talking about he is willing to meet with Chuck Schumer now. J.D. Vance, unlike Kamala Harris, who has showed no leadership, J.D. Vance is willing to meet with Chuck Schumer right now to get the government open right back up. But there is no meeting because the Democrats do not, we ain't going to get into it yet. I'm going to go slow. I'm going to take my time. I haven't even introduced the show yet. We just getting fired up. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. It's another Thursday. It's another hot Thursday. MAGA is cooking. MAGA is hot. Double tap, hit the like button. We got 3 likes right now. We got 30 people watching. Hey, Mrs. Perfect Timing, did I do something right? Mrs. Perfect Timing, did I call it out? Hey, I seen it, Mrs. Perfect Timing. I seen it. So I've been through this before, so I already knew what I had to do. I purged the whole channel. No more wrenches. Then all of a sudden, people who supposed to be supporting me, I don't see them here. I don't see them in the chat. Huh? I don't see him here. I don't see him in the chat. But you know what else we don't see in the chat? We don't see any more hatred. This is God first. This is MAGA country. We love each other. I spread love and unity. We spread love and unity in education. We want America great for everybody. So one of the trade-offs, if you truly believe in a higher power, you know, I want peace in my life. So if the trade-off is that I don't have as many views, but I have a peace of mind, I am happy for that. Y'all go find somebody else to troll. Y'all go find somebody else to troll, and thank you. And I thank God right now. I'm going to say a prayer. God, thank you for your blessings. Thank you for coming into my heart and mind, guiding me in my podcast, guiding me in my content, keeping me safe, keeping me protected at all times by keeping you first. I want to say thank you for all your blessings. I want to send a blessing out to Mrs. Perfect Time and my beautiful wife and family. Thank you for everything you've bestowed upon me, the voice you've given me, and the guidance and the direction. I ask all these blessings in your name. Amen. Man, we so blessed this morning, man. It's such a beautiful day. It's such a beautiful day, Thursday. We got 30 people watching and 3 likes. But the thing about it is what the Bible say, when 3 of us are there, that's all you need. That's all you need. So everybody else could go. All I need is 3 people. That's what the Bible said. All you need is 3 people because God gonna be there. We're gonna have a quorum and then we could all be blessed. See, I would rather be blessed than have no one be blessed because all of the evil and the hatred. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I learned from growing up in a Southern Baptist church. I would rather 3 people be blessed than everybody be cursed. Do you understand? That's what that parable was saying. You don't need a multitude. All you need is 3 people. You, somebody else, and God will be there and you will be blessed. I don't need 1,000 people. I just need to be blessed. Did you understand the fame? This is what the Democrats, selfishness, going after fame, that's celebrity. All I need is for the few faithful to be here and you will be blessed. Instead of being a full chat room full of evil, cursed, demonistic robots and hateful individuals, making people believe who watch my channel that the world is full of hate or that I am driving hate. I don't drive hate. I don't want hate. All we talk about is love, education, and politics. So I love the fact this morning that this is a hate free chat room. Back at it like a crack at it, automatic like a fomatic, built for tragedy, made for static. It's your boy, Perfect Timing Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. 2025 won't last, we're gonna get this done fast. Every time I say it, ever since Charlie Kirk passed away, it means so much more. 2025 won't last for so many people no longer here. They started off the year in January with aspirations, but now no longer here. So when I say to you, remember when the pastor used to say, you could be anywhere, but God saw fit for us to be here this morning. Y'all understand we could be anywhere, but we are here and able to have this conversation. That's a blessing. We could be anywhere. You could got in a car accident on the way to work. You could be sick in the bed because COVID viruses are going around. Me, I'm still suffering from COVID. Northern California, Sacramento specifically, Southern California, LA, and Northern California, Sacramento got hit hard with this new variant. This new starless variant is in the water, and during the end of the summer, people were going to water parks. So people are my teachers. I got teachers out. People at work out. So the fact that we're here to have this conversation, say thank you right now. Hit the like button, double tap, hit the like button. Fourth quarter, double tap, hit the like button, man. Everybody double tap, hit the like button. Share the show, double tap, hit the like button. Share the show, let everybody know. Share the show, let everybody know. Double tap, hit the like button. Today we talking about the government shutdown. And again, like we started off saying, we in the driver's seat. Thank y'all for watching the #1 podcast, the #1 chat in the land. We are in the driver's seat. You understand what I'm saying? We are in the driver's seat, driving political content. Everyone is talking about Black conservatism. Everyone is talking about MAGA. And if you weren't today, you got to talk about it, because with the government shutdown, what have we talked about before with government shutdowns? Who does the government shutdown disproportionately affect negatively, right? If you understand about anything about Black unemployment and Black employment, what you find whenever there's a government shutdown, that Black Americans are disproportionately negatively affected. Why? Because most people who are Black who are employed by the federal government. Did you know that? It's an old statistic, right? So when the government shuts down, you're talking about mail, you're talking about a lot of federal employees that happen to be Black that won't be getting paid, right? So this disproportionately affects minorities, low income, and women, right? Government shutdowns disproportionately negatively affect minorities, women, and low income, because that's who works for the federal government just in the overwhelming numbers, right? So the Democrats are supposed to represent you. Again, this morning, this is why I'm so excited. This is why MAGA it's another day that we win. This is why the Democrats are supposed to represent your best interests, right? The Democrats are the ones who are shutting down the government. I'm going to show you video, because there's a debate, there's an argument of why the government is shut down. There's a meme on X that I love. It says, "This is what I voted for, and it's even better than I thought." Can all the MAGA people right now in the chat tell them that, yeah, thank you, Mrs. Perfect Timing, MAGA, this is what I voted for, and it's even better than I thought. This is what I voted for, and it's even better than I thought. Yes, the government is shut down, and we know why the government is shut down. The government is shut down because the Democrats have no policy. The Democrats, everything they do is political theater. And I'm just waiting. I'm over here I'm driving the content. I'm driving the headlines on YouTube. Why is the government shut down? Why? The government is shut down for the same reason that Jasmine Crockett got on a plane. The same reason why Gavin Newsom is on a couch with Stephen Colbert and not doing policy. The Democrats don't have any policy. Why don't you do some town halls, constituents, consensus, and present some policy to the American people? All they have is theatrics, right? We got to get on a plane. We got to get on a jet plane. We got to go to several states. We got to get Democratic governors. We got to create a national attention on 5 seats. Just 5 seats in Texas. Think about the dumbness. Think about how low the frequency of the Democratic Party is. The leadership, is the success of the Democratic, was it really hinged on 5 seats? Think about it, because if it is, it was sad. The status of the Democratic Party is absolutely terrifying and sad. If those 5 seats in Texas really matter, I don't think they really matter, but they had nothing else on the news. Do you understand? Just 5 seats. There's over 260 seats. Like those 5 seats shouldn't have mattered, don't matter, and won't matter in 2026 and 2028. But that's all they had. Do you understand? So same thing with the government shutdown. There is no policy that is swaying the American people that they could put forth. Kamala Harris talked about national abortion, making that a law. Have they put that out? This is what the Young Turks are talking about. The Democrats have a platform. They have $15 minimum wage on their platform. They could push that. They have help. They have abortion. They have abortion as a federal law. They could push that. What about policy? What are Democrats? What about policy? There is no policy come out of the Democratic Party. So what we have is political theater and political theatrics. Let's shut down the government. Why? Because Donald Trump is being too productive. He's going to get peace with Israel. Donald Trump just had Bibi Netanyahu in the White House. I presented to you the 21-point plan. We read the 21-point plan for peace in Gaza. The thing that I presented that you didn't hear a lot, that's why I say black conservatives are driving the content and we are in the driver's seat. The one thing that you didn't learn unless you watch my channel is that 21-point plan that Bibi Netanyahu, I said that was political theater because that 21-point plan had already been presented to the UAE, to Saudi Arabia, and all of to Turkish, all of the major leadership and the richest people in the world had already seen and approved that 21-point plan. What the Democrats wanted you to believe as that Trump just pulled this out of his ass. It just came out of the thin air and Trump and Bibi are playing patty cake at the White House again. That's not what happened, but you wouldn't know that if you don't watch black conservative media. I'm not worried because my views are up. People are watching me. I am in the driver's seat driving the content. See, you have a government shutdown because so many successes from the Trump administration. Just before that, we have 48 nominees confirmed in one day. Did you hear what I said? Trump, never before, because the Senate, the Republican MAGA senators changed the rules. What are you talking about? I'm saying Republicans are doing politics. Whether you like it or not, whether you come down on the red or the blue side, the Democrats are not doing politics. The Republicans are in the Senate holding a vote, changing policy. They needed a 60-vote supermajority in the Senate. The Republicans held a vote, changed it from a supermajority, and then they got 48 nominees confirmed in one day. So think about all of the successes. We went to the Supreme Court because we were sued by Gavin Newsom and Mayor of LA about ICE agents wearing masks and doing raids in LA. What did the Supreme Court say? What did the Supreme Court say when we went and we won in the Supreme Court? So now when you hear about the governor of Illinois talking about suing Trump, we've already had that lawsuit. That's why we're in Chicago, because we already went to the Supreme Court and Trump won. What I am listening for you is victory after victory in law. Look, what you need to understand is, as I say victory after victory, you must understand loss after loss for the Democrats. The Democrats wanted Trump out of LA. They lost. The Democrats wanted ICE out of LA. They lost. The Democrats wanted ICE to stop doing raids in LA. They lost. The Democrats wanted Chicago not to have ICE. They lost. They lost. They wanted those 48 nominees stalled. They lost. Do you understand why we have a government shutdown? The Dems have not had a victory. They think about what I'm saying to you about Jasmine Crockett. Right now, we have a vote in California about 5 seats. Who believes that 5 seats was going to rule the day? You think 5 seats were going to make the difference in the Congress and in the House? You think 5 seats was going to give you a majority? 5 seats. See, we never really have talks intelligently about mathematics and real numbers, because social justice is how the Democrats do you. They want you to be afraid. They want you to be scared. They want you to be angry. But how about some math? How about some math? How about some numbers? Was the 5 seats that Jasmine Crockett created a national campaign about, was that going to be effective in 2026 and 2028? Would it matter? Would it give the Democrats the majority, right? If California creates 5 seats, does it change anything? Think about what the Democrats have nothing to stand on and nothing to talk about. So if you get 5 seats in Texas and California do the 5 seats, you're back at where you are now, which is a Republican-led House and Senate and a Republican governor. So the Democrat, why waste time on nothing burgers? Do you understand what I'm arguing? If you got the 5 seats in Texas, I think it's a nothing burger. I say we needed the seats in Texas because demographics are changing. It wouldn't have changed anything on a national scale for the Democrats. Do you understand? The demographics are changing so much. Those 5 seats wouldn't have helped you, Jasmine Crockett, Gavin Newsom. Those 5 seats wouldn't have did shit. So if you get 5 here, 5 there, we're back at where we are now. A MAGA leading country, still a Republican president and a Republican leading Senate that can qualify 48 nominees in one day. So what did you accomplish, Jasmine Crockett? Nothing. It was just a news. It was just something to capture the news for a couple of weeks. If you're doing math, if you understand politics and numbers in the House and the Senate, those 5 seats represented nothing. It represented a news cycle. It got Jasmine Crockett on television. Those 5 seats represent nothing. Shout out to Relax and Talk Sports. Hit the like button. How you doing, man? Working hard as usual. Come on in, man. Double tap, hit the like button. That's my brother. Relax and Talk Sports. Has anybody ever said this to you? That's why I said black conservatives are in the driver's seat. Black conservatives are in the driver's seat. Has anyone ever said this to you? You hear a lot about these 5 seats, but most people are not politically advantageous. They don't know how many seats are in the House. They don't know how many seats are in the Senate. They don't know about the supermajority and the 60 votes. So they hear 5 seats. And Gavin Newsom on his commercial doesn't educate you. He doesn't do the civics. He doesn't educate you on the fact that these 5 seats numerically have no value to us. They don't matter. We want minimum wage. Do politics, Gavin Newsom, but he doesn't tell you that. He tells you that Trump is trying to steal democracy, and then people get upset and go commit violence. He doesn't tell you that the 5 seats in the long run don't matter. The 5 seats won't give the Democrats a supermajority. And for you to create a national story, you would think that those 5 seats would grant them a supermajority and give them the ability to create policy. Another thing to back up my argument, if they had the majority, what policy are they going to run on and vote for? This is the bullshit of the Democratic Party and the bullshit of any Democrat watching and listening right now. Okay, 5 seats. Let's throw mathematics. Let's throw politics and principle out the fucking window. Let's say those 5 seats magically gave you a supermajority. What policy would you implement with that majority? It won't. 5 seats is not enough. But what would be the policy, Dems? Do you understand? This is why I say dumb, 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 because there's not complete thought on the side of the left. That's how you get radicals. Radicals don't think things all the way through. That's why they go to violence. They get upset. They immediately go to violence because they have an inability to process the complete thought of information. They just stop. They just stop. It's the same thing when they say Donald Trump needs to do this. Do you know J.D. Vance would be president? I just wonder about the logic of the dumb Dems. J.D. Vance would be president, and then he would be able to be in power for like 15 years. Do you understand that? If J.D. Vance became president today, he still gets to run twice. So where's the logic left? Where's the logic radical left? You're never getting the presidency back. You should do policy. Do you understand if J.D. Vance, let's say Donald Trump say, I want to go on vacation. If J.D. Vance was to finish the president, that would mean 3 years and then he gets to run twice. That's over 10 years in power. Where is the logic behind a lot of what the Democrats say? Donald Trump needs to get prosecuted. Okay, then we get a Republican president for 15 years. You dumb Dems. Why don't no one do math on the left? Why don't you have a complete thought on the left? On the left, I see on X all day, Peach Trump and Trump this and Trump that. That just gives us power for 15 years. That just gives the MAGA party power for 15 years because we resent the Democrats for trying to impeach Trump. J.D. Vance would be president for the remaining of this term, and then he would get 2 more terms, and it would be pushed by the fact that the Democrats cheated. So you just give us 15 years of power. That's what I mean by dumb and not thinking out the full process. Right? Right? They act like there's a Democrat as vice president. Huh? There's no thought there. There's no there there. You know how that people say, there's no there there? 100 people watching, we did 100 likes. There's no there there, right? And again today, so why is the government shut down? I am saying to you, it's political theater because the Democrats have nothing to run on. 5 seats wouldn't have gave them a majority. When you have this debate on politics in 2025, you must understand that 5 seats would not have given them a majority and the ability to push policy. If the 5 seats don't give you a majority and give you an ability to push policy, why did you make it a national issue? Why is Gavin Newsom spending and wasting taxpayer dollars when we don't have water? Gavin Newsom is running a special campaign, spending millions of dollars to get those 5 seats in California, but they don't make a difference. If he gets the 5 seats, then we're back at where we are right now, where the government is being ran by Republicans, a Senate led by Republicans, a Republican president. It's a nothing burger. You could go get water, Gavin, instead of worrying about 5 seats that don't grant you any more power in the House or the Senate. How about you work on that reservoir that you sold? How about you work on that reservoir that you sold to a private family? How about you build a new reservoir? How about you hire more firefighters? How about you buy more fire engines with the millions of dollars you're spending on this special campaign for those 5 seats that don't matter? Listen to me, you trolls. For the millions of dollars Gavin Newsom is spending on these 5 seats that won't give the Democrats any more influence and power than they have now, why don't you buy fire engines? Because we have fire season in California. Unlike many states, some states have Hurricane Alley. Anybody heard of Hurricane Alley? Hurricanes and thunderstorms, twisters, right? You have twisters, but in California, you have wildfires. Even though it's raining, you can Google right now wildfires, right? Wildfires in California every year. So, and when Ian burnt down because of a wildfire, reason why multiple neighborhood, historical Black community, by the way, for your Democrats out there, that Eden community vote Democrat. Those Black people, those wealthy Blacks vote Democrat. Historical Black community, by the way, it burnt down because there were no water. There was water, but it was a private reservoir, and the governor didn't commandeer it quick enough. See, the government, you heard of eminent domain. The government could have took that water. Did you guys know that? The government had the power. Just because somebody privately owned it. See, they don't tell you. This is, again, the Democrats don't tell you. To me, it's a lie. But it's a lie by omission of the complete truth. It's a lie by omission of the complete truth. The Democrats and Gavin Newsom could have taken that water to save American lives. Eminent domain. They didn't do it. And even today, where would the water come from when wildfire season comes back again? And that's not even talking about the $100 million that you lost. That's not talking about the $100 million in fire aid that's been lost and disappeared and no one got $1. I just wanted to bring up the fact of why the government is shut down. And I just want to educate you on these 5 seats. It's been plaguing me. It's been plaguing me about these 5 seats because I live in California and there's advertising on California news right now about getting the 5 seats back. And the commercials say Donald Trump, again, it's more left-wing radicalization. The commercials are saying that Donald Trump stole something from you. How would you feel? I want to ask everybody in the chat, how do you feel when someone steals something from you? Huh? Clarence Worley. There's no room for the racists. Bye, racists. Bye, racists. Do I got to do a cleanup? Let me do a cleanup real quick. I don't see no members. I saw Relax and Talk Sports for 5 minutes. But without any wrenches, without any power, I don't have no support. Ain't that something? I don't see no support. Ain't that something? I got all these members. I got all these moderators.
Provision that the Republicans are talking about quite a bit. I know you want to talk about in Democrat.
So I just do a little cleanup right there. All right. So why is the government shut down? Why is those 5 seats relevant if they're not part of a majority? If it doesn't give the Democrats power, why is Gavin Newsom wasting money on those 5 seats? Why did Jasmine Crockett create a national story about those 5 seats if they don't really give them power or influence and like leadership in the Senate? If those 5 seats don't give the Democrats a super majority and ability to push forward policy, what is the relevance? We still have a Senate ran by Republicans. You still have a Republican president. Do the 5 seats matter? Satire minds, how's it going? I finally caught you live again. Well, hit the notification button. It's going well. We're having a great conversation this morning. We're having a great conversation. What I am saying is that Black conservatives are leading the driver's seat when it comes to political talking points. And what I'm saying before we get into the government shutdown, I need to lay a foundation so that the audience and people who watch the replay understand truly why the government is shut down. You have to look at Jasmine Crockett in the 5 seats and Gavin Newsom now wasting money in California, not buying fire engines, not securing water for wildfire season, but wasting money on a special election. I don't know how many people understand how much do you guys understand it costs money to hold these special elections? Do you know how much money Jasmine Crockett cost the state of Texas? When she left, Jasmine Crockett, see, this whole story was never told. The whole story was never told. This is 5 seats in the state. This is not like a national issue. They tried to make it a national issue. These are 5 local seats in Texas. These are 5 local seats, and demographics are changing. Demographics are changing simply because we had 10 million immigrants. Donald Trump says 25 million. And they came across the border of Texas. Demographics have changed in Texas. This has never been an intelligent conversation about these 5 seats. Number one, about whether or not they hold any political value, right? That's number one in my debate. Number two, has the demographics in Texas actually changed, right? Well, yes, we had 10 million, some say 25 million people come across the border into Texas. Demographics have most definitely changed in Texas. So that's why the 5 seats needed to be addressed. No one ever talked about it from the perspective of demographics and how more people are leaning toward Republican Party after the failures of the Democrats. This was in the Wall Street Journal. This has not been Jasmine Crockett and the Democrats created violence, created anger, and they created tension in the country. They did never address the demographic shift in the country, which is documented. Instead, they suggested that Trump told Greg Abbott to do these seats. For why? We already have them. Do you guys understand? Let me make my full argument. The Democrats argue to you that Trump called Greg Abbott for these 5 seats because Trump needed them for position and power. But do you guys understand? I presented to you news that Trump and Trump's Senate got 48 nominees passed in one day by changing the rules of the super majority. Those 5 seats don't matter. I know people love to troll. I know people love to make up shit because they're fucking stupid. They don't fucking know shit about politics. Those 5 seats would not have stopped Trump from confirming 48 nominees in one day, whether you had them or not. This is the real politics of America. So why did Jasmine Crockett make it a national issue if Trump did not need those 5 seats to do something never done before in politics? That is a record. That is breaking a record. 48 nominees confirmed in one day is record breaking. He didn't need those 5 seats to do it. So argue with me on whether those 5 seats matter, because I am saying they don't matter. And I am giving you anecdotal evidence of why those 5 seats in Texas and now Gavin Newsom wasting money in California don't matter, because Trump was able to confirm 48 nominees in one day, irregardless of those 5 seats in the Congress with the Senate supermajority. Do you guys understand politics? I don't think trolls understand, and I don't think YouTube purposely sends idiots to my chat. People who don't know when I say Congress, when I say Senate, when I say supermajority, when I say 60 votes. No one is understanding. You're all fucking idiots. You just want to say fuck Trump. because you didn't graduate high school, you didn't learn civics, and you don't know shit about what I'm talking about. This is why Jasmine Crockett, listen to this. This is why I'm calling and cursing. This is why Jasmine Crockett was able to turn a nothing burger into national news. Nobody on the Democratic side ever asked, do those 5 seats, Matt, are they influential? Are they insequential? What do the 5 seats mean before we spend all of this money and effort? They just rolled the wave. This is the Dems. They just rolled the wave. No one asked if those 5 seats are a factor or not. They just rolled the wave. You had Illinois governor involved. You had the New York governor involved. You had the California governor involved with these 5 seats in Texas. And no one ever asked. That's cost money. Private planes, a luxury hotel, security for all of these congresswomen, these black congresswomen who left Texas and flew all over the country and stopped democracy. Because Greg Abbott said when Jasmine Crockett took those people away from Texas, they couldn't hold a vote. There were flood victims that needed relief. And they couldn't hold a vote. Is that not similar to the government shutdown? Do you guys understand why I'm giving you this story about these 5 seats? I need you to understand how the Democrats play the game. So Jasmine Crockett leaves the state of Texas over 5 non-insequential seats that don't change power. Jasmine Crockett stops the vote. When she leaves Texas, they cannot have a quorum. She stops the vote. Is that not what's happening this morning? Do you understand why I've laid this foundation? When Jasmine Crockett left the state, what did she accomplish? What did she accomplish? Nothing. And she stopped the vote. Today, the government is shut down. Big Daddy Beer Gaming, what's up with your boy? How you feeling? How you doing? She stopped the vote. She stopped democracy. Today, the Democrats, their democracy is in their name. Again, Democrats stop a vote. 5.0, and shut down the government. Now, the sick part, listen to this. The sick part of the Democrats shutting down the government is that the Democrat constituents overwhelmingly work for the federal government. So the Democrats have said they are going to use your life again. They're not going to raise your salary. They're not going to raise minimum wage, right? They're not going to implement anything on the platform that could benefit you. They're not going to do a federal abortion law. They're not going to do shit. And then when they don't get their way like babies, they're going to sacrifice you, their constituents. You guys understand, MAGA Republicans are not federal employees. Overwhelmingly, federal employees, the people impacted by federal shutdown, because it happens so much with the Democrats, right? The federal employee is a black employee. So the Democrats shut down the government. Jasmine Crockett stops a vote in Texas. And who gets hurt? The Democrats. All lies. The Democrats. Thank you. So just to prove my point about why is the government shut down? Where there is a law against, remember I told you about the meme, Gavin Newsom gives out driver's licenses and CDLs to immigrants who have not come here legally. They don't have citizenship. I'm going to say this again. Gavin Newsom gave a driver's license, CDL, to an immigrant without citizenship, and he killed somebody on the freeway. This is Democratic policy. So we want to stop that. That's why I voted for MAGA. That's why I support MAGA. I voted for this. I am ecstatic with ICE. I support ICE. I support the National Guard. The National Guard is my son. The National Guard is your son. The National Guard are great Americans. You know why? What makes the National Guard so great? Because they have to go to work every day and they volunteer once a month. Why doesn't Gavin Newsom tell you that the National Guard are your neighbors? The National Guard are your children. They go to work every day, but unlike you, while you sitting on your fat ass, drinking a beer, eating a hot dog, your local neighbor is volunteering, staying in shape, staying up to date on his military calisthenics, learning how to use weaponry so he could protect you domestically. The National Guard is here to protect you domestically, and they volunteer once a weekend. What do you do for your country? Do you volunteer once a month? Do you do anything? Do you volunteer at all? But the Democrats want people to shoot at ICE agents, shoot at National Guard. Gavin Newsom said, push back. The governor of Illinois, the governor and the mayor, push back. Push back on who? Push back on National Guardsmen who volunteer. I don't understand, Democrats. You want American people. Why not explain to Americans who the National Guard is? Who ICE agents are American. Federal employees, as a matter of fact. I wonder if they're getting paid. Do you know federal employees get paid once a month? It got to be a hard job. It got to be a hard job to be an ICE agent. It got to be a hard job to be a National Guard, especially when you live in a country who don't appreciate law enforcement. They need protection, right? It's obvious by Washington, D.C. People need police. They need to be protected from crime. But at the same time, Democrat BLM Soros protests have made people think that they hate police. So now inner city mostly minorities are plagued with crime. But the Democrats are supposed to represent you. So the Democrats shut down the government. Federal employees are their constituents. And why is the government shut down? Well, MAGA Republicans have said, we don't want people who are not citizens receiving licenses or CDLs. You know the worst part about the evil in America? Evil begets evil. That's the worst part about the evil in America. And everybody is childish. Everybody is not like, and so one person says an evil comment, and then everybody else, like, even if they weren't going to comment, they see somebody say something evil, and then they want to say something evil. The thing is, what we learned about the Hillary Clinton presidency, when Google got caught lying and pushing Hillary up and pushing Bernie down, what else did we learn? Because I talk about Donna Brazile. I was talking about this the other day. Donna Brazile, like, what happened with the Hillary Clinton? How did we get Trump? They cheated. They were so, then they did the same thing with Kamala. Like, that was the worst campaign. And we're just being honest. The Hillary Clinton campaign, that was just a horrible campaign, right? It was horrible. The performance in the debate was horrible. Hillary with the hot sauce was cringe. And Kamala did the same shit. So evil begets evil. And when you get the evil, is just more evil. But it's like failure begets failure, because all you are doing is failing. The same thing like Donna Brazile. Where is Donna Brazile? Where is Hillary Clinton? Where is your Democratic Party? It's failure after failure. It's failure after failure. Kamala Harris, you know what's so great for MAGA? You know what's so great for MAGA? 107 days. When I hear Kamala Harris, who's black now, come out and say that Barack Obama didn't call her black ass back. I love it. I love that Barack Obama didn't call her black ass back. Gavin Newsom said, I'm hiking. Gavin Newsom didn't call her back. Nancy Pelosi didn't have her back. Jill and Joe Biden didn't have her back. Man, that's the best. That was the best day in a long time, because MAGA already knew it. Ignore the hate and the trolls. Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. But I'm not mad. I'm not tripping. I'm just I'm just cleaning it up. You know what I'm saying? They both ain't black. Kamala, Barack Obama didn't call her black. I didn't know she was black. It's okay if she's black. She's black now. I didn't know she was black. It's okay if she's black. She could be black. You know what I'm saying? Hillary went until they lied about her emails. Dude, are you such a fool? Job rate is so bad. Hillary was winning. Comey is being indicted. What's wrong with the intelligence? Comey is being indicted. You don't even remember the Hunter Biden laptop. Donna Brazile cheated. Donna Brazile worked at CNN and the DNC. She cheated. She gave Hillary Clinton questions. They cheated, bro, and lost the debate. Imagine cheating on a test and still failing the test. Imagine having the answer. I love this part. I love this part because it's like Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, it was so easy for Charlie Kirk to win a debate against you guys. I'm doing the same thing. I am Charlie Kirk. This is so easy. This is so easy. Imagine cheating on a test, having the answers, and still failing the test. This is why Charlie Kirk was so great at debating you, because you have no knowledge. Double tap hit the like. Double tap hit the like button. Double tap hit the like button. Oh my God. Oh my God. Imagine having the answers to the test. Imagine and you still fail the test. And then you think hot sauce. I got hot sauce in my purse. Hillary Clinton thought she could win over hot sauce. This is your lot. This is the extent of your brain functionality, hot sauce. You want to debate me with hot sauce? You dumb dims. Woo! And Kamala Harris does the same thing. It tells us a lie about Tupac and lies about cooking collard greens in the bathtub. I can't make this shit up. I said... And Kamala Harris does the same stupid shit. Lies to us about listening to Tupac in college and lies to Negroes. Lies to Negroes like me about cooking collard greens in the bathtub. That bitch said she cooked collard greens in the bathtub. Did you hear that? She said, I had to cook them all for everybody, so I put them in the bathtub. She sound like mammy. Oh, mammy, black mammy. Yeah, black mammy, black mammy. Black mammy. That's what Kamala tried to make black people. I was insulted. You should have been insulted when she went into her black mammy voice. Black mammy. Black mammy. Clinton, Hillary did the same thing. Hillary went into her black mammy like she still live in Georgia. Remember, they from Georgia. Hillary went into her black mammy voice and talked about having hot sauce in her purse. Remember Hillary? Black mammy. And then Kamala, black mammy. Oh, I listened to Tupac in college. And then they did the numbers. Bitch, you didn't listen to Tupac in college. Tupac was dead. Right. Remember that? And then Kamala, just like Hillary, but who cooks collard greens in the bathroom? Who cooks collard greens in the bathtub? Who cooks collard greens in the bathtub? I mean, Kamala, that's true. They didn't support you. 100. Look. Obama didn't call your black ass back. Gavin Newsom didn't have your back, right? Nancy Pelosi didn't have your back. Jill and Joe Biden didn't have your back. But That didn't do it, Kamala. That was not your downfall. Let me tell you, it wasn't the fact that Barack Obama, Gavin, none of the Democrat elite wanted you. That was not it. It was you. It was you. Like I'm breaking up. You know how when you break up, it was you. It was you, bro. Bruh. Like my son, like, bruh. Like, this is what I'm saying to the Democrats and the trolls, bruh. It was you, bruh. It was you, bro. No one told you to tell that hot tub story. No one told you to put collard greens in the hot tub time machine. No one told you to put Tupac and collard greens in the hot. No one. That was you, bro. Bruh, that was you, bruh. Bruh. Kamala, come on, bruh. That was you. That was you, bruh. It didn't help, right? It did not help that Barack Obama, Hillary, none of the Democrat leadership wanted you. That did not help, but it was you, bruh. It was you, bro. Oh, man. Oh, man. Gary, you a liar. You trolling. Get out of here. Talking that stupid shit. Get out of here. You lie. People, the trolls are so creative. They come in and say, oh, my mama, and then, oh, my brother, and I listen to you. I like, man, you trolling. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You trolling. So we talking about get the fuck out of here. You trolling. I had heart surgery. Obamacare. Your ass ain't got no job. Gary, you ain't got no job. You ain't got no card. You ain't got no job. You ain't got no card. You ain't got no Obamacare. You ain't got no job. You ain't had no heart surgery. You ain't had no heart. He said I had heart surgery. You ain't had no heart surgery like Tommy. All you trolls is like Tommy from Martin. You ain't got no job. You ain't had no health insurance. He came on here talking about you ain't had no health insurance, bro. Who ordered the surgery? Who ordered the surgery? Who ordered the surgery? I need to know. I work in healthcare. Who ordered the surgery? It's a trick question for the troll. Who ordered the surgery? You ain't had no cardiologist order no heart surgery on you. You ain't never seen a cardiologist. Who ordered the surgery? He want me to believe he got a cardiologist and a cardiosurgeon who's gonna do heart surgery on your broken. They think they talking to somebody stupid. Who ordered the surgery, brother? Who ordered the surgery, brother? Oh my God, I love this shit. I was worried. I had a good time today, y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Who ordered the surgery? He's telling me some shit like he got a cardiologist. He got a cardiologist, baby. Baby, he got a cardiologist. Oh, baby, he got a cardiologist. Ooh, shit. That's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. Ooh, shit. He got a cardiologist, baby. People just be trolling you. And then broke people, broke people don't go see the doctor. And I work in healthcare. Broke people don't go see the doctor. Broke people don't get blood tests. Americans are obese, overwhelmingly hypertension, diabetes, and you want to get in my chat and tell me that you actually actively went to the doctor. You know what it takes for you to get a cardiologist. You know you would have to stop smoking, because they don't just do heart surgery if you're still smoking. You have to change your diet, all fatty food. If that cardiologist found out that you had got approved, maybe even for a transplant or any type of heart surgery, and you were still smoking, you were still drinking, you weren't exercising, you hadn't changed your diet, there's no way in hell your broke, fat, overweight ass got a cardiology surgeon to order surgery on you. Stop fucking lying in my chat. You understand? But everybody's fucking stupid. Oh man, I love it. Thank you, man. Double tap, hit the like button, hit the super chat. Double tap, hit the like button, hit the super chat. Double tap, hit the like button, hit the super chat. So he wanted us to believe that someone ordered surgery for him. Woo! Somebody ordered surgery for him. Wow. Well, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. So why is the government shut down today? I got a video. Well, how we started off this discussion is I was telling you about Jasmine Crockett, and then we went into driver's licenses and CDLs. Now, why are we discussing driver's licenses and CDLs beyond the fact that an illegal immigrant killed somebody with the driver's license that he shouldn't have from Gavin Newsom in California? So MAGA, the reason why we voted for MAGA, the reason why I believe in MAGA, the reason why I voted for Trump is because we want to stop. We wanted to stop illegal immigration. We wanted to stop millions of dollars going to the hotels. We wanted to stop illegal immigrants from getting driver's licenses and getting jobs without being citizens. You don't need a driver's license. You don't need a job. You need to go back to your country. You don't get a driver's license. You don't get a job. You don't get a social security number. And you guess what else you don't get? You don't get health care. You don't get the right and pursuit to happiness. You don't get a judge. You don't get fair treatment in the law, in the courts, if you're not a citizen. That's not how the Constitution and the Bill of Rights was written. It's for citizens only. Due process is for citizens. Driver's licenses are for citizens. Jobs in America are for citizens. Citizens. This is why we voted for MAGA. This is why we voted for MAGA. This is why we voted for MAGA. And guess what else is only for citizens? Medicaid. Not that you can't come here, because a lot of people come to America to buy health care, buy cosmetic surgery, buy a heart surgery, like we just had a joke about, because we have the best heart and brain surgeons here in America, some of the best ASUs here in America. So people come here, but they have to pay full price. They don't get government subsidized health care, which is Medicaid, Medi-Cal. But in California, where you have Medi-Cal, a lot of you don't have Medi-Cal. It's California free government, free, more Democrat shit in California. You don't have this there. You have Medicaid. In California, we have double. We have both Medicaid and Medi-Cal. You can qualify for both. Did you know that? A lot of you don't know that because you don't know politics. You just like to troll. So why is the government shut down? Where a lot of states offer this extra state coverage, and the Democrats are purposely putting in the funding that they want to give health care. This is not, listen to what I'm saying, not that people who come here can't buy health care. It's America. If you have cash, money rules the day in America. If you have cash, you can buy what you want in America. The discussion this morning is about subsidized health care with your tax money. The Democrats want to take money from the poorest of the poor and spend it on people who are not citizens. This is why a lot of Democrats came over to the Republican Party. We don't have enough likes. We don't have enough likes. Mrs. Perp Timing, what's up with the likes? It's free to hit the like button. Even if you don't like me, it's free to hit the like button. It just seems odd. It's almost like someone is like magically like, double tap hit the like button. Double tap hit the like button. Like, share, and subscribe. This is the #1 podcast, #1 conversation on the line. Hit the super chat. In my description, I have my Cash App. Miss Perk Time, put my Cash App in the chat for me. I never put my Cash App. As I got ready today, I thought about the super chat. I thought about how I've been getting trolled and black content creators on YouTube. You know how hard I work to get monetized? You know how hard it is to become monetized on YouTube and get the permission to have a super chat button. And then people treat black content creators like we're begging when it's so difficult to not only to acquire monetization, but to maintain it, to keep your channel monetized so that there is this button. Like, I did not create the button, but I do work in IT where I help build platforms. So I know what the back end looks like. So I know when they changed my user profile and gave me a super chat button, I earned it and I have to maintain that button. And for some reason, black content creators get treated like shit when they tell the viewers to hit the super chat button. Like, I created the super chat button. No, I worked very hard to become monetized. I go live every day, creating a great live stream, presenting unchecked, brand new information, which is why I remain monetized. This is why if you watch, it is perfectly normal within YouTube etiquette. Just think about this. If it was not YouTube etiquette for a end user, for a content creator to say, hit the super chat, why would they give you the button? This is the racism that propagates over to YouTube, and YouTube allows this level of racism because it's never called out. It's racist. It's racist for you to suggest that I don't get a super chat when I've worked extremely hard to become monetized. So put my I just put Ozzy on timeout for 24 hours. You know, Ozzy, I was wondering, have you ever donated? I don't know, Ozzy, when was the last time you donated? I was just wondering. I know people work, but when was the last time you donated to the channel? How much was it? The other day, Jax donated almost $50, $60. And I thought about Ozzy, and I was like, I took the wrench, and then today you came and you said something about the wrench. And then I thought about when the last time you donated. I'll wait. When the last time you donated? I think I'm gonna have to change the membership. I created a $2 membership. I wanted people to come in, but I think I might have to raise it to maybe $20. Because membership has its privileges, and I think the people, there's too many evil people. We're too many evil people. So, why is the government shut down? MAGA did not want driver's licenses going to people who did not become citizens legally, right? We don't want jobs going to people who are not citizens, right? And we don't want healthcare, subsidized healthcare, tax-paying healthcare going to people who are, but think about it, 10 million people came here. Pregnant women came here. Think about what happened when they opened the border and they weren't prepared. It should have been criminal. It should have been criminal because they opened the borders. They weren't prepared. The facilities weren't built. Throughout the Biden administration, they built the detention facilities for people coming in. They did not have the hotel contracts initially. They acquired hotel contracts. They had to go to Congress for the money, right? There was not money. I don't know how you think the government works, but to pay those hotel contracts, someone had to create this government contracts, right? With these hotels in New York when Elon Musk stopped the payment. Then you had to go to Congress for the money to pay those hotels. They went to Congress for the money to build detention centers because they weren't ready. Then that's how families got split up. So imagine telling people, they say 10 million, MAGA and Trump say 25 million. How many were women? How many were pregnant? How many were going to be pregnant? Because when we talk about what the Democrats did, they burden our system. So 10 million people come here. We have COVID in our country. We have a global pandemic. Then you have people who are women pregnant, and we have children. Children need health care. Children need to be getting vaccinated before they go to school. Like this is a burden upon the country, right? We already have ERs that are full, but now we have an influx of millions of people, but there's a problem. There's something else to this equation. So now we have these millions. They say 10, we say 25. Some people pregnant, some people children. Children need health care. Women, do you know women get 2 doctors? How can we afford, do we have enough OBGYNs? This is not something that was never discussed unless you know about logistics, project management, and you work in healthcare. So now we got 25 million more people. Do we have enough OBGYNs? Do we have enough ER? Do we have enough trauma centers? I was just part of a go live where they built a brand new ASU because we didn't have enough surgery centers. These are realities of America. Not enough surgery centers, not enough trauma centers, right? Not enough ERs. But we just had an influx of people. They're not citizens. So why are we shut down? Why are we shut down? Because the MAGA Republicans, who I am, who we voted for, are saying Tax dollars should not go to people who are not citizens. I'm not saying I don't want Medicaid. I'm not saying I don't support Medi-Cal. I support Medicaid. I support Medi-Cal. The reason the government is shut down is because the Democrats purposely put in the funding bill money going to immigrants who are not citizens for health care, taxpayer dollars. The Democrats are supposed to be for you, your money. We already know about the big, beautiful bill. The richest people like Nancy Pelosi and the elite Democrats are getting a tax break. They will have more money at the end of 25. Listen to what I'm telling you. I'm educating you something. I'm educating you something. The Democrats are getting a tax break because they're elite and they're millionaires from the big, beautiful bill. But so who's going to pay for the Medicaid? Who's going to pay for the Medi-Cal? Who's going to pay for you are. We could debate. This is the one thing about my channel and the way how racism and YouTube is working, because if we ever get to the point where I get some intelligent people in here who are real Democrats or real Republicans, we can have a discussion about the big, beautiful bill, like the Young Turks tried to have on the Jubilee. 20v1. 20v1, the Young Turks tried to have this same discussion. Young Turks, a populist Democrat, tried to discuss with other Democrats what's going on with the big, beautiful bill, and why didn't Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, and Democratic elites who are multimillionaires fight the big, beautiful bill? The Young Turks argue because they benefit from these policies, that the Democrats and the Republicans are locked in step on a lot of policies, and they're not being honest with the Democrat constituents. So we don't want taxpayer dollars, your money. You would think MAGA wouldn't care about you, but that's why the working man is moving to MAGA. I'm the working man. That's why the everyday working man is moving over to MAGA. Because the Democrats sacrifice you. Number one, they shut down the government knowing that most of their constituents, most Democrats work for the federal government. So the Democrats shut down the federal government for they shut down the federal government because they want to take your tax dollars and pay for illegal immigrants' health care. But then in order to do that, they fire you and furlough you, and you don't get no money. And when you get back to getting a paycheck, the only way you get a paycheck again under the Democrats, and you're a Democrat, you're a black Democrat federal employee, the only way you get your paycheck again is if you agree to give a piece of your paycheck to illegal immigrants. That's perverted, bro. That's perverted, bro. The retirement package for a politician in the bill was bigger than the generals get in the military. And guess what else, Paul Vega? I saw AOC on X this morning, and AOC is singing about, I am giving a tour to some Brooklyn kids because the government is shut down and there are no federal employees. Do you know what I wrote? Do you know what I wrote? Let me see if I can find it. Do you know what I wrote? I said, bitch, you should be giving the tours because you are the only one getting paid. Like Paul said, the Congress people are federal employees, but they the only ones still getting paid. So she's on X bragging about working, working for your money. In America, you have to work, AOC. Why are you bragging about working and giving the tour when you the only one getting the paycheck? Those federal employees who would have been giving the tour to those children are not there because they're not getting paid. You there because the Congress people created a caveat that they still get paid when all other federal, and even though y'all multimillionaires, why you need that little paycheck? It's evil what the Democrats have done. It's evil with the Democrats. So they shut down the government, but they still get paid. Did you know that? Maxine Waters, Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, Chuck Schumer, they still get paid. They still get paid. But their constituents, the Democrat constituents who are overwhelmingly minority and overwhelmingly work for the federal government, they got to hurt and they got to pay. They got to pay for Democratic policy that doesn't, this is what the Young Turks were saying. The policy that the Democrats push forth don't benefit you. The social justice policies don't benefit. This is Blexit. This is Candace Owens. This is Charlie Kirk. This is Blexit. This is why black people should not vote for the Democrats. If you are black and you are a federal employee and you got furloughed and you don't have your check, why are you still voting Democrat? This is a real question. If you are black and you are a federal employee, which overwhelmingly blacks are federal employees, a large proportion of the black employed work for the federal government. Going back to Obama, we knew that federal shutdowns disproportionately negatively affect blacks, minorities, and lower income. The Democrats know this already. The Democrats know when they shut down the government, who's going to hurt. The Democrats know when they shut down the government, who's going to hurt. So Hakeem Jeffries has said, you don't get a paycheck unless it's blackmail, right? Like with Charlie Kirk. It's moral. Charlie Kirk coined the term. It's moral blackmail, right? The Dems are saying to black Democrats, federal employees, you can't have your paycheck unless you agree to give up a piece of it to pay for illegal immigrants' health care. And I'm going to prove it to you right now. I'm going to prove it to you right now. That's why the government is shut down. That's why the government is shut down. I'm going to prove it to you right now.
Donald Trump blessed it as well. So let me ask you about a provision that the Republicans are talking about quite a bit. I know you want to talk about, and Democrats want to talk about, extending the Obamacare subsidies, which expire at the end of 2025. But they talk about the provisions, and it's right here, subtitle E, and this has to do with the repeal of healthcare subtitle changes, and specifically what it is. How they characterize it is, you want to give health insurance to undocumented immigrants. I understand that's not really an accurate depiction, but what it does do is...
It's a lie.
It's a lie, but what you support does bring back funding for emergency Medicaid to hospitals, some of which does pay for undocumented immigrants and people who don't have health insurance. And also there is this provision, and it's not about undocumented immigrants, it's about people with asylum seekers and people with temporary protected status, et cetera, but about their ability to get Medicaid. So they're non-citizens, they're not undocumented, they're not illegal. Why even include that in a bill, knowing that they're going to seize right upon that and use that to message? I understand that.
Great question. Anybody trolling have an answer? A lot of trolls today. Anybody trolling have an answer? Why even include that? Anybody trolling have an answer? Why even include that? If the government, I know so many people watching didn't know that the government could be open right now. How many people watching knew the government could be open right now? How many people watching understood that the Democrats know that they are hurting blacks, minorities, women, and low income by shutting down the government? How many people know and understand that Democrats are using you? Just like in Chicago when they benefit from your death. I've made the argument that the Chicago mayor benefits from black death and gang violence. The Democrats need black death and gang violence to get elected. I've argued this over and over again. We are in Rome. You are bred in circus, and this is why the Young Turks had to have a Democrat versus Democrat debate. Because the young Democrats, like Kamala Harris said, are hypnotized. You guys are hypnotized. There it is right there. The government could be open. They are holding you hostage. It is moral blackmail to say you can't have your federal job, you can't have your federal paycheck if you don't agree to give money to people who are not citizens. All the Democrats are doing is driving more people to the Republican Party. This is the truth. I cannot make this up. When intelligent people understand, and when I'm talking about intelligent, I mean federal employees who are not being paid, go to investigate why I'm not getting my paycheck. And they find out that Hakeem Jeffries and the Democrats are holding up the government for a provision that will allow money to go to illegal immigrants in the ER, those federal employees are going to be heartbroken. And I am telling you this morning, overwhelmingly, those federal employees are Democrat. Overwhelmingly, those federal employees are black. Overwhelmingly, those federal employees are low income and women. The Democrats are purposely sacrificing their constituents for a non-issue. I'm going to say it again. The Democrats are purposely sacrificing their constituents for illegal aliens. You are not working today. You are not getting a paycheck today. They're not going to give you the money back. It will be harder for you to buy Christmas presents. They shut down the government at Christmas time. You got to save money for Christmas. People understand. Parents don't buy Christmas present on December 24th. Anybody got kids? Parents don't buy Christmas presents on December 24th. We go buy Christmas presents on Black Friday, a month before Christmas. We save up money in September and October to go shopping at the end of November. If you furlough federal employees the month of September and October, you basically took Christmas away from kids in America. We don't have a talk about it. I think the Democrats hate kids. They separated families at the border. Why did families get separated at the border? Pregnant women at the border, because the Democrats opened the border and they weren't prepared, because it was not prudent and it was not something that the United States does. We built Ellis Island. Do you anybody even know what happened when this happened before? You had a processing center. Who watched The Godfather? One of my favorite movies. Vito Corleone, when he came here, they gave him that name, Vito Corleone. Where you from? I'm from Corleone, Sicily. We had to build a processing center to bring in 25 million people. Biden didn't do that. Biden didn't build an Ellis Island. Biden opened up the border, and then when we had a flood of people, we had nowhere to put them, nothing to do. Then he started building the infrastructure around the problem he created. That's not what happened before. We built Ellis Island. They had a processing and a system. And then when Vito Corleone presented, they put him in quarantine. They put him in quarantine because of the smallpox. And they didn't want to get Americans sick. They put America first. You can come here, but there's a process. Even though you're a child without a parent, you can come here. Do you understand how great America is? Even though you're a child without a parent, we are going to welcome you in America, but there's a process. You're going to get in this line. Everybody get in this line. You got on a boat, you go to Ellis Island, you get in the line, you get processed. We get your name, you get your blood, you get your fingerprints, and we're going to put you in quarantine so you don't get nobody sick and make you go through a process of becoming we had a process. We didn't do that. In the last administration, he just opened the border, so then families got separated. I say the Democrats hate kids. I think the Democrats hate kids. Joe Biden did do nothing to stop child trafficking. Nothing. They prosecuted Diddy under Joe Biden. That was the extent. They didn't go after nobody. I think the Democrats hate kids. Why would you open up the border and not be prepared to handle the children? Why would you open up the border and not be prepared to handle mothers, pregnant women? It was a problem waiting to happen. To this day, we've never talked about the death. How many people died? How many pregnant women died? How many babies died? How many children are separated from their families thanks to your Democratic administration? Anybody? Bueller? Anyone? See, when I say I'm in the driver's seat, I mean I'm in the driver's seat. When I say I'm in the driver's seat, I mean I'm in the driver's seat. No one is talking about this. Black conservatives is ruling the day of politics. I don't give a crap what you have to say, Vasquez. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Ellis Island, tell me right now, human Vasquez, Ellis Island, clown. The reason the government is shut down is because if the Biden administration was going to open up the border, they should have built hospitals. They should have built a new Ellis Island. They should have built processing centers where women would be able to go be processed, pregnant women, where children would go to get vaccinated and quarantined like Vito Corleone did in The Godfather. But like Vito Corleone did in The Godfather, but there was no process. See, there was no processing center. So we got sick, we got plagued, we got illegal aliens driving trucks, killing people. We got illegal aliens getting free health care, getting transgender surgeries, not even citizens, hundreds of thousands of dollars on a transgender surgery for someone who's not even a citizen. This is what is the result of opening up the border, but not being logistically prepared. I'm a project manager by trade. They were not logistically prepared. I don't care if you want to be one of these socialist simping Democrats and you want everybody to come here. They weren't prepared. So what ended up happening is you killed people. You want to talk. Hold on, let me get these haters out of here, man. I'm not going to give you my name called. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, man. And I don't know what's wrong with YouTube. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube. No, I'm not a grifter. You a grifter. You a grifter. If you came here and you're not a citizen and you getting welfare and you getting health care, you a grifter. This is the perversion of the Democratic Party. If your last name is Vasquez and you're not a citizen and you here getting benefits off of my taxpayer dollars, who's the real grifter? And that's why I voted for MAGA, and I'm so happy about ICE and National Guard. I voted for this, and it's better than I thought. I want ICE to wear masks. I want ICE to raid your house. I want ICE to take you out by your feet and drag you back to Mexico. That's what I voted for. I see it, and it's better than I thought. It is better than I ever thought. Thank you, Trump. Thank you, MAGA. Thank you, Trump. Thank you. It's better. It is so much better, Trump. You are coming through and through. 1,000% what you promised. 1,000% what you promised. I seen him drag out that woman. I seen him knock down that woman, drag her out. Drag her right back to Mexico. That's what I want, ICE. Pat him on him, give him a promotion. Send him back to LA. Get them all. Like Pokemon, gotta catch them all. Go ahead, ICE. I support ICE. I support the National Guard. Like Pokemon, gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. Let's go, baby. Like Pokemon, gotta check them all. Huh? Let's listen to Hakeem Jeffries sell away your future. Let's listen to Hakeem Jeffries. Remember what I've argued this morning, and you know it's true from the Obama presidency. You know that the employed blacks of America are overwhelmingly federal employees. Let me look it up. Black Americans make up 18% of the federal civil service, representing a disproportionately higher share than their 12 to 13% representation in the U.S. population. Blacks overwhelmingly work for the federal government. The Democrats know this. So when the Democrats pick an issue to shut down the government for political for political theater, they know they're hurting blacks. This is a conservative Blexit argument from Candace Owens. This is not a new argument because the Democrats sacrifice you all the time, black Democrats. Hello, this is a Blexit argument because black Democrats get sacrificed like it ain't shit. Like it ain't shit. As of 2024, black Americans made up 18.5% of the federal civil service, representing a disproportionately higher share than the 12 to 13% representation in the U.S. population. In civil labor force, black workers have a significant presence in several federal agencies, such as the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, and the U.S. Postal Service, and the Department of Education. Overwhelmingly, overabundantly, disproportionately. And these are not new numbers. I argue this morning, and I haven't had an intelligent Democrat argue back, just like Young Turks in his 20v1 Jubilee. I argue this morning the Democrats know these numbers. You think the Democrats don't know these numbers? I argue this morning that the Democrats know shutting down the government disproportionately negatively affects Black Democrats. When I say Black Americans are 18% of the federal civil service, I am saying the large majority of that 18% are Democrats. The federal Black employees are Democrats. The Dems are hurting the Dems. And why? You need to know this. This is Blexit. I am speaking to you from Blexit. Come in, Captain. Yeah, we're here. Yeah, I'm coming to you live from Blexit USA. We got a Democrat on the line. I think he's on the fence, sir. He's on the fence. Yeah, sir. So I'm presenting to him some information about why it is that he's broke, disgusted, and can't be trusted. Blexit out. This is Blexit arguments. This is Blexit fact points. Why would the Democrats sacrifice you? They know these numbers. These aren't new numbers. Everybody know that Black people are male people, work for the government, work. How many people in the chat? You out of here, Ronnie Ron. These are not new numbers. These are not new numbers. As of 2024, brand new data, Black Americans made up 18.5% of the federal civil service, representing a disproportionately higher share than their 12 to 13% representation in the U.S. population and civilian labor force. Black workers have a significant presence in several federal agencies, such as the Department of Housing, Urban Development, and the Department of Education. These are facts that disproportionately a government shutdown affects Blacks and low income. This government shutdown is a Democratic-led shutdown because the Democrats want free health care for illegal immigrants. And the goal is they don't care about shutting down the government because, like I said, they still get their paycheck. Did you know that Hakeem Jeffries is a federal employee, but he's still getting paid? See, they cut that caveat out. Did you know Congress is still getting their checks? You not getting paid. I just want to talk to Black federal employees, and that happen to be Democrat. Did you know I just need to give you the equation, the full equation. Did you know Black federal employees that happen to be Democrat? Do you know why you're furloughed? Do you know why the government is shut down? Let me play the video again. Because I'm talking about Blexit this morning. We're talking about Blexit this morning. Blexit, Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump, MAGA. Why are you Democrat? Why are you voting Democrat? This is a real question.
Donald Trump blessed it as well.
So let me ask you about a provision that the Republicans are talking about quite a bit. I know you want to talk about, and Democrats want to talk about, extending the Obamacare subsidies, which expire at the end of 2025. But they talk about the provisions, and it's right here, subtitle E, and this has to do with the repeal of healthcare subtitle changes, and specifically what it is. How they characterize it is you want to give health insurance to undocumented immigrants. I understand that's not really an accurate depiction, but what it does do is...
It's a lie.
It's a lie, but what you support does bring back funding for emergency Medicaid to hospitals, some of which does pay for undocumented immigrants and people who don't have health insurance. And also there is this provision, and it's not about undocumented immigrants, it's about people with asylum seekers and people with temporary protected status, et cetera, but about their ability to get Medicaid. So they're non-citizens, they're not undocumented, they're not illegal. Why even include that in a bill knowing that they're going to seize right upon that and use that to message? I understand that.
Okay, so I got some people asking some halfway decent questions. I know you're trolls and you're still trolling because you're a pussy ass piece of shit, but halfway decent questions, right? Some halfway decent questions for some pussy ass trolls in the chat. So let's deal with it. They said this is the provision to eliminate Obamacare from a pussy ass troll in the chat. Mark Arnold, fuck you. So what I would say to you, pussy, fuck you, is that do politics. If that's really true, and it's not, because I just played it, They even highlighted the provision. But if that's true, you know what you do if you're actually a congressperson and a politician? You can rewrite it. They have lawyers. That's what they do. Most of them have a law degree. You're supposed to have a law degree, and what you do is you rewrite the provision, you put it up. You put it up. That's me and you don't do that, right? Me and you talk this stupid shit in the chat. But Hakeem Jeffries, if what you're saying is true, what his job is to you if you voted Democrat is to rewrite it. Damn, you dumb. Damn, you dumb. Damn, you dumb. And that's why they treat you like that. That's why the Democrats treat you like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Why I'm calling you a pussy, fuck you, why you stupid? Because even if you're fucking right, dummy, do you know what his job is? Your job is to be dumb, right? That's your job. Every day you wake up, Mark Arnold the dummy. Your job is to be dumb. Where he's a politician and a congressman, he's supposed to write legislation, challenge legislation, change legislation. Like I said, the Senate Democrats, the Senate Republicans qualified 48 nominees in one day. How did they do that? By changing the rules, like I just said to your dumb ass. Before the 48 nominees, you needed a 60-person majority. You needed a 60-person majority to get anything qualified. Democrats had us held up in the Senate. So the Senate Republicans changed it because that's what politicians do. Dumb. They changed it. And then they voted, and then we got 48 approved in one day. We got 48 approved in one day. But what I've been saying this all day. What is the complete thought, dum-dum? Like Flintstones and Gazoo. What is the complete thought, dum-dum? What is the complete thought, dum-dum? I am giving facts. What is the fact, dum-dum? Let's read the facts, dum-dum. Let's read the facts for the blacks in the back. In the back of the bus. This is for the facts for the blacks in the back of the bus. As of late 2024, Black Americans made up 18% of the federal service. We're only 12% of the population, representing a disproportionately higher share than the 12 to 13% representation in the U.S. population and civilian labor force. Black workers have a significant presence in several federal agencies such as Department of Housing, Urban Development, HUD, U.S. Postal Service, and Department of Education. My argument today is that the Democrats already knew this. I already knew this. You already knew this because I'm black. I'm black. I'm black. I've worked at the post office before at 18, 19 years old at Christmas time. Everybody in the post office is black. See, we know this already. In Obama, when the government shut down, we learned that disproportionately when the government shuts down, it affects blacks because most blacks who are employed are overwhelmingly, I got to read it for the sixth damn time for the dumb blacks in the back of the bus. Blacksit, why are you Democrat? Blacksit. They are sacrificing blacks this morning. Democrats do it all the time. They do it in Chicago with your death. They do it in Washington. They do it in East St. Louis. Why is there an East St. Louis? That's dangerous. Why is Southside Chicago dangerous, deadly? Can I say deadly? Why is Southside Chicago? Because what else is in Chicago? The Institute of Art, Empire State, some of the most historical, best colleges, and some of the most beautiful communities and beautiful home, best food in Chicago. But if you take your black ass to Southside Chicago, you might get murked. Hello? St. Louis, beautiful, rich history. But if you take your black ass to East St. Louis, you might get murked. Oakland, California, rich history, affluent blacks, rich history, Black Panther, black political leadership, affluent black millionaire population. But if you take your black ass to East Oakland, you might get murked. Sacramento, capital of the California, which is the 5th largest economy in the globe. But if you take your black ass to South Sacramento, you might get murked. Hello. 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 Democratic ran. Why? Because Democrats benefit from your death and from your destruction. They run off the numbers. The mayor of Chicago, when he first speaks, he speaks about how many people got arrested. Well, I always wonder, if no one is getting arrested, if Trump comes like he did in DC and stops the crime in DC, what do the Democrats have to run on? If the Democrats don't have crime to be tough on, what policy would you point to as a foundational Democrat? If the Democrats are not running on being tough on crime in these cities where I argue they purposely allow crime to exacerbate so they have something to run on, that's my argument. The Mayor Bowser of DC has been mayor for 10 years, as crime has gotten more blatant and worse. And she can't even, every time I've seen Mayor Bowser in front of Congress and being questioned about her tenure, she's incapable. Charlie Kirk was right about these Black women leaders in the politics. He was right about Fannie Willis. He was right about Kamala. He was right about Mayor Bowser. She has been mayor of DC for over a decade. She's in her third term. You would think she would be crushing these interviews. When she's in front of Congress, she's been mayor so long, she should have all of the facts. She should be running what this was her opportunity. Let me explain something to the Democrats, because they don't understand how dumbed down. Mayor Bowser, she got put on the national stage. She wasn't ready. Can we be honest? Can we have an honest talk this morning? Mayor Bowser, mayor of Washington, D.C., was elevated to the national stage. It doesn't matter how or why. Can we see? This is why I get so angry and I clown you. This is why I gotta disrespect you guys. I just do, because the intelligence level is so low. And I know mostly robots and trolls is here. No one intelligent is here. Where are my likes at? Double tap, hit the like button. I should 34 likes after 2 hours. 35 likes after 2 hours. What the fuck is that? Mayor Bowser, after being mayor in DC for 10 years, was elevated to national recognition. I know her name, you know her name. Everyone is talking about DC. She wasn't ready for prime time. This is a Black woman. She's an attractive Black woman. She could have been a new leader like Jasmine Crockett in the Democratic Party. And she's a letdown. Can someone debate that? She has been in front of Congress. She has been in front of this, in front of that, and she is embarrassing like Kamala Harris. It's embarrassing that she's been mayor this long because she's incompetent. It's obvious why DC is the way it is. Did you see that the Black Republican? He was asking her questions and she just couldn't answer. And I didn't feel bad. Why? Because I know how long you've been mayor, ma'am. You've been mayor 10 years. You want, this is the thing that Democrats, you want sympathy and empathy. You think he's being mean to you because he's a Black man, he doesn't like Black women? No, you failed at your job in DC. And a lot of people don't even know how long you were mayor. But when I ask you questions, you should have all the answers because you've been there 10 years and she don't know shit. Now, but beyond her incompetence, can we talk about how politics work? Now, she had an opportunity. If she just would have went and practiced, if she just would have went into the closet and did her homework, why don't Black women, I mean, it's not fair. Why don't Black women just be honest, bro? You had an opportunity, Black women. You had an opportunity, Mayor Bowser. You should have did your homework. You should have dug deep. And when it was time for you to speak, you could have been able to been compelling, and you would have shot yourself to the top of the Democratic Party. She's been hiding from the cameras. Politicians don't do that. And no one is asking what's really going on. She's been hiding. They want a new Black woman in the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is looking for leaders. Look at Jasmine Crockett. They done with Kamala Harris. Mayor Bowser had an opportunity, like the mayor of Chicago, to go toe-to-toe with Trump and elevate her status as a politician. Maybe become a senator, maybe run for president, but Mayor Bowser has been mayor of Washington, D.C. for over a decade, has been running from the cameras. This is the opportunity of a lifetime for a politician. Politicians go their whole life and never get an opportunity to be on the national stage, right? Pete Buttigieg, just for people who don't believe me, right? For people who don't believe me about Mayor Bowser and the Democrats losing a great opportunity, right? Pete Buttigieg, look how the LGBTQ capitalized. Pete Buttigieg is in talks for running for president, bro. They were talking about Pete Buttigieg being the vice president. Does anybody know what Pete Buttigieg actually fucking did with his? It's laughable. It's laughable. If you think I am full of shit at looking at Bowser, and if Bowser would have did correctly in her aspiring to president, look at Pete Buttigieg. He fucking was a bus driver. Pete Buttigieg was a nobody, bro. But just because he was gay, the LGBT lobby got behind him and they fucking got him being talked about for fucking president from driving the bus. She's the mayor. She's the mayor. Man, they wasted the opportunity. It's not only that Mayor Bowser and the Democrats benefit off of Black death. It's only not Mayor Bowser not being a good mayor, not being able to answer questions under pressure. It's that she dropped the ball. You're a politician. You're supposed to be ready. You were on the political national stage, and the Democrats need new leadership, and you're hiding from the cameras because you're corrupt. You're corrupt and you're inept. And it says a lot about you and Democratic leadership. And it says a lot about the fact that the Democrat constituents don't know how to call out the shit when it happens. That the Democrat constituents are so dumb and hypnotized, these are Kamala's words, are so hypnotized that they miss these opportunities. You think you're going to get another opportunity like this before 2026 or before 2028? You're going to be stuck with Kamala and you don't want Kamala and she's going to lose. But you're not taking advantage of these opportunities. Mayor Bowser had an opportunity to elevate to the national stage. And she's running from cameras because she's inept and incompetent. These are actual facts. These are actual facts. The Democrats have shut down the government because they don't care about Black death. They don't care about Black crime, and they use it to get elected. The Democrats understand what I read, that disproportionately Blacks are federally employed. And so a federal shutdown negatively affects Blacks disproportionately more than any other population in the country. And Blacks are 80 to 90% more likely to vote Democrat. This is our Blexit talk today. This is a Blexit talk today. Blacks are 90 to 90% more likely to vote Democrat. And the Democrats sold you out this morning. Let me give you more proof of the Democrats selling you out. Let me give you more proof that you could have a paycheck right now. But and you won't believe it because, you know, the Republicans and MAGA is racist. But let me give you more proof that you could have a paycheck.
And, you know, poking some fun at the absurdity of the Democrats themselves. I mean, I'll tell Hakeem Jeffries right now, I make this solemn promise to you that if you help us reopen the government, the sombrero memes will stop. And I've talked to the president of the United States about that. Now, to your first question, are we negotiating one-on-one? Are we negotiating in groups? Look, I will go to the U.S. Capitol right now and meet with Chuck Schumer or any Senate Democrat if it helps us reopen the government. Most of the conversations, my experience at least, have been you know, poking some fun.
Can I just say once again, we've been giving J.D. Vance his props. J.D. Vance is looking better and better every day, bro. I love him being more on camera. I love Elon Musk, but Elon Musk, this time, brother, learn your role. Proximity of power, stay out of the camera, let J.D. Vance be the focus. J.D. Vance is going to be the leader of the Republican Party, not you. We love you, Elon Musk. Do the job, do the great job. I love everything you've been saying today, but J.D. Vance is the vice president, and he's going to be our presidential nominee. So remember that, brother. Now, J.D. Vance, I love the way he's been in front of the camera. I love how he's getting better and more comfortable in front of the camera. He has another couple years. J.D. Vance, you got this, brother. You, JD Vance, you got this, brother. But this video is just more proof of what's actually happening to the federal government and why it's shut down. JD Vance has said, Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer, we could open the government today, but we're not paying for health care for illegal immigrants. And if you guys want to say it's about Obamacare, then write something up new that keeps the part of Obamacare that you want, but stops money going to people who are not American citizens. Like, that's all you got to do. Patty with a super chat. Love this channel. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Patty, for the super chat. My chili is beeping. My chili is beeping. Made some chili today. Thank you, Patty, for the 5. That says 50. That don't say 50. Patty, did you just donate $50? You did not just donate $50. You did not just donate $50. Is that real money? I don't even care. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're great. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Thank you so much. Did y'all know JD Vance is in a multicultural marriage? I thought we wanted America to be a melting pot. Why don't we celebrate the fact that JD Vance is in a multicultural marriage and has multicultural children, and he's not 70? JD Vance is not 70 years old. He didn't grow up rich. He had to get a scholarship. He went to the military, and he married a woman who's not white American. I love JD Vance. I do. I do. And I'm very impressed.
You used to say it to my face, Holmes. And while we're at it, I'm getting really tired of all that dollar store Obama shit.
Oh, wow. Check this out. This is what JD was talking about with the sombrero memes.
I'm not even Mexican. I don't know why President Trump keeps saying that shit. He needs to say it to my face, Holmes. And while we're at it, I'm getting really tired of all that dollar store Obama shit. It's getting old, homie. My name is not Dollar Store Obama. Okay, pendejo? Órale! Arriba! Arriba! I'm not even Mexican. I don't know why President Trump keeps saying that shit. He needs to say it to my face, Holmes.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. Oh, man, that's hilarious, man. Oh, man, it's more. There's more. There's more. There's more. There's more, you guys. Let's check them out. Let's check them out.
I am a Mexican, yes, I speak Spanish, but only when you're around, so you can understand it. Yes, I like nachos, dipped in Mexican salsa. Your girl Taco Bell, until they shot my chihuahua. Hey, if you're Latino or Latina, then you're Mexican. If you're from Spain or Argentina, you're still Mexican. If you speak any Portuguese, you're still Mexican. And if your name is Louise, you're definitely Mexican. I can dance with two maracas in my hand. Used to play in the mariachi band. I can fit 20 cousins in the band.
Where's all the people? Where's all the MAGA Republicans, man? I don't understand. I used to get MAGA Republicans watching me. Where the MAGA? Everybody watching me is a Democrat. Getting mad, man. Where the MAGA Republicans at, man? Shit.
To make clear, bigotry will get you nowhere. To protect the health care of the American.
Man, they going in on Hakeem Jeffries. They are going in on Hakeem Jeffries today, man. Oh, man. So let's read this. U.S. shutdown persists over ACA subsidies and immigration healthcare dispute, right? Just in case anybody disputed anything that we put out today. U.S. shutdown persists over ACA subsidies and immigration healthcare dispute. The U.S. government shutdown entered its second day on October 2nd, 2025, following Senate Democrats. Remember, I've been saying this the whole entire podcast. Senate Democrats, I've said Senate Democrats lack empathy toward the constituents because Senate Democrats are fully aware of how government shutdowns disproportionately affect blacks and minorities. Let me continue to read. Following Senate Democrats' rejection of a Republican continuing resolution that omitted extensions for Affordable Care Act premium subsidies, which aid 21 million Americans, Republicans maintain Democrats seek taxpayer-funded health care for undocumented immigrants through although federal law prohibits such subsidies. While Democrats argue the standoff averts premium hikes of up to 114%, amid the closure, the Trump administration canceled $7.9 billion in climate aid and climate grants to 16 Democratic-leaning states. As of up to 1.5 million federal workers face furloughs. 1.5 million federal workers face furloughs. Thank you, Democrats. And essential services like national parks and WIC I said the Democrats hate children. WIC stops. Anybody know what WIC is? WIC goes to low-income children and women. Remember what I said? I said this shutdown disproportionately affects blacks, minorities, women, and children. WIC has been canceled. So if you were expecting your milk and your cereal for your babies and you don't have no way to get milk for your babies, Hakeem Jeffries don't care. Hakeem Jeffries don't care. Donald Trump wrote on Truth Social, Republicans must use this opportunity of Democrat forced closure. I just read to you, Democrat forced the closure. Republicans must use this opportunity. This is Donald Trump on Truth Social. Republicans must use this opportunity of a Democratic forced closure to clear out dead wood, waste, and fraud. Billions of dollars can be saved. Make America great again. I'm so happy Elon Musk is back in the picture, and this is the focus. Like I don't understand why Democrats are angry and why Democrats let the people who are millionaires like Nancy Pelosi get them upset over social issues and don't see their own kitchen table. While you were worried about the tampons in the bathroom, again, the Democrats just stole food off your plate. There's no other way to say this. While you were worried about the colors on the flag and tampons in the bathroom, Democrats, while they become richer via the big beautiful bill, stole food off your plate. How? During an election year, think about this, during a year when the Democrats did not fight, even if you say they did, I say the big beautiful bill went through the office, went through the Senate and the House like butter. No one fought the big beautiful bill. You didn't see any town halls. CNN didn't hold a town hall. CNN tried to scare you about the Project 2025. Remember, I went through a list of all of these boogeymen about Project 2025. Why didn't CNN hold a town hall about the big beautiful bill? Maybe because they're millionaires too? I don't know. Is Rachel Maddow a millionaire too? Let's look it up. How much money is Rachel Maddow worth? Rachel Maddow net worth. Let's see if Rachel Maddow gets a discount, because I don't hear her talk about the big beautiful bill at all. Do you? I don't hear people like that talk about the big beautiful bill. Let's say net worth, huh? Let's say net worth. And then she's worth $50 million fucking dollars. Holy shit. Who knew that? Deborah Carr, what's up with you? Perfect timing for the donation. Patty, and welcome to my greatest podcast. Thank you, Deborah Carr. Yeah, that was a great donation, man. Because you don't listen to them, LOL. I don't know what you're talking about, but you're about to get blocked. You will appreciate all this knowledge from Mr. and Mrs. Perfect. Thank you so much. Did you know Rachel Maddow? Who knew Rachel Maddow? I say Democratic elite all the time. Thank you for sharing all your knowledge. Thank you for that donation. Thank you for being here. Subscribe and join. Hit the plus sign. Become a member, because I'm creating a new army. I had an old army of people with wrenches, and you notice no one is here today. You notice no one is here today. I took away the wrenches. So Patty, go ahead and, let everybody know. I think I told my wife, I'm gonna charge like $150. A lot of YouTubers charge money for the wrench. I watched King AK like $150, you can get the wrench back. You know what I'm saying? So anybody who lost their wrench and you want your wrench back, you got to Cash App me $150. You get your wrench back. That's how we gonna do that. Because I'm tired of getting treated like shit for free. You know what I'm saying? People treat you how you allow them to treat you. I took away all the wrenches. Even my wife, I took her wrench away. You know what I'm saying? I watched this guy about black people in business, and he was a billionaire, and he said blacks shouldn't be in business because blacks are always too emotional and they don't know how to make a good business decision. So instead of y'all think I'm getting emotional, no, I'm just doing my shit. I always be loud and scream on the podcast, but I'm not emotional. I'm just doing my shit. And I'm a businessman. I'm cold and calculated. So I didn't get emotional. I just got rid of all the wrenches. I wasn't emotional. And then I came back and I did my job. You know what I mean? Now, how many people knew Rachel Maddow was worth $50 million? Now, I knew she was a millionaire. When I put this search in, I knew I would find that Rachel Maddow was a millionaire. And I knew that she would get a tax break from the Big Beautiful Bill. How did I know this? Because no one is arguing. The Big Beautiful Bill went through the Congress, went through the Senate like butter. There was no similar argument like they shut down the government today. They didn't shut down the government over the Big Beautiful Bill. And this is what the Young Turks was arguing, Democrat versus Democrat, 20v1. The Young Turks, Democratic populists, debating 20 Democrats. This was the argument. This was the argument right here. The Young Turks was saying there is a problem in the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is lockstep with the Republicans. We have a platform, but the Democrats won't implement it. This is Blackson. The Democrats benefited from the Big Beautiful Bill. Rachel Maddow, $50 million. I don't think a lot of people understand how much $50 million is. That she will pass this on to her children. She is concerned as she gets over 50 years old, how this money will live. She doesn't care about Democrat and Republican as a gay woman. She wants this $50 million to grow and live. The Big Beautiful Bill said a lot about people when they die. Remember, I don't remember the details, but it's about capital gains tax. It's not just a tax break, but it was about the money after you die, how to keep the money and the money going forward. Because Trump is a billionaire and he believes that the money should live. So the Big Beautiful Bill said that. Isn't it funny that nobody like Rachel Maddow fought that? Because Rachel Maddow wants this $50 million to grow and live. So no Democrat fought the biggest legislation in 10 years, $9 trillion, the Big Beautiful Bill, and they shut down the government. And do you hear in the government shutdown? I'm gonna read it again. What is the government shutdown over? It's not about the Big Beautiful Bill, because the Big Beautiful Bill, I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire. We could debate, all the trolls, we could debate whether or not the Big Beautiful Bill benefits people like me and you, but we don't because you get too busy trolling, right? But the government shutdown, it says here, 7.9 billion got taken away in climate grants. 7.9 billion got taken away in climate grants. 1.5 million federal workers face furloughs and essential services like national parks and WIC aid halt. Oh, snap daddy, it's still raining. Am I going to work out today in the rain? What y'all think? Is we working out today? Let's go check on this chili. Let's go check on Dad's chili. The greatest chili in the land. Let's go check on Dad's chili. Y'all hear that? All right. Dad's chili. You see the steaming up the camera. It's raining outside. I gotta make me some of that motherfucking cornbread. Hey, you know that old white man, he be saying, what I'm gonna eat today? So I got me some red beans, I got some pork chops, and you know I got some of that motherfucking cornbread. I love that guy on Instagram. Hey, put a one in the chat if you like that guy on Instagram, the white dude with the overalls and the long white beard. And he be saying, you know, I got me some beans, you know, I got some fried pork chops, and you know I got some of that motherfucking cornbread. I was like, man, I love you, boy. He said, you know I got to have some of that motherfucking cornbread, you know what I'm saying? So I wait for Mrs. Perfect Timing. I'm waiting for Mrs. Perfect Timing. Woo! Smell over vision. I'm waiting for Mrs. Perfect Timing to make the motherfucking cornbread, you know. But this is what we doing on a rainy day. This is what we doing on the rainy day. Family Guy, oh, you still love me? You still love me? You at the end of the show, man. You full of shit, Family Guy. Kiss my black ass. You know I'm about to close the show. Your punk ass gonna come in with a $2 ass nigga. Family Guy, your fat ass. Shout out to you for the $2. Thank you, Family Guy. Thank you, Family Guy. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. This is some of that Zippy Zap chili. You know the old dude who say wash your sister sauce? You know the old dude that say wash your sister sauce? You know the old dude that say wash your sister sauce? This is some of that Zippy Zap chili right here. This is some of that Zippy Zap. Where that I had put that Wilson's. He said Wilmington. What's that chili? I put this chili stuff he said go get, and I couldn't find it. I made some chili without it. I couldn't find it. This is my first time. I know I had it before, but I don't know. This is my first time making the chili with that Williams seasoning. He talked, and you know what you know what I still ain't found? I ain't found that the Bush, he got the Bush chili starter. I still ain't found the Bush chili starter. But this is the packet right here. The top got ripped off, the one that it say Williams on it, but that's the one right there. That's the one right there. This shit looking crazy, bro. Shit looking crazy, bro. I started this at 8 o'clock in the morning. My wife got to work late. She ain't even gonna get home till 8 o'clock. I started this at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's gonna cook all day. This gonna cook all day, just cook. I'm about to put the top back on this bitch. This gonna cook all fucking day. It's gonna be so good and thick and rich by the time my baby. Now I'm thinking, should I do con carne? Y'all know about chili con carne, right? So chili con carne is you do a slurry. At the end, you do a slurry with the cornmeal and the milk. You do a slurry at the end with the cornmeal and the milk. Stop. You do a slurry at the end with the cornmeal and the milk. You do a slurry at the end with the cornmeal and the milk. And then you add that when the chili is done. And that's how, I never do this, but I'm a chef. So I always made chili, but it's different when you read the recipe. When you read the recipe and you understand like the components of the chili. And one of the things, like when you learn about like methodology and cooking, that's part of becoming a chef or going to culinary school. You could be a chef without going to culinary school. But one of the things about, culinary school is methodology. So you learn what a chili is, right? Why it's called chili, And concardi, you know the definition of concardi, you know. I learned the definition, and then how to make the chili con carne, the different types of chili, you know. So, stop raining. We got to get to it, baby. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. We're going to get to it while it stop raining. We about to get to it, y'all. We about to get this workout in. OG, old head. I'll be watching it become on my timeline too. A lot of people, but they was in prison. These brothers look good. They look like they was frozen in time. You know what I'm saying? They was in prison. They've been doing all type of calisthenics for 10 years. Like I seen a brother, he was 47, man, in good shape, man. But man, I can't do it, man. I mean, God bless you, you know what I'm saying, for making it through that affliction, you know what I'm saying? Being incarcerated like that. But man, I can't do it. Like I say to people all the time who be seeing me, I work out and everything, like they be like, how do you do it? You know what I tell people? I say, don't wait until you're forced to work out and eat right. You know, when you have a heart problem, a health problem, and then you're forced to work out. Don't wait. Like, that's the one thing I share with people. Like the motivation, man, gotta be within you, man. Don't wait till you sick. Don't wait till you incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait till it's not raining. Like me right now, I don't care if it's raining. We about to get out here. Just like the OGs, I ain't never been to prison. I'm not no felon. Like I told you, I'm tired of black people commiserating with criminals and felons in Chicago and Illinois and all this shit, caring about how they treat a motherfucking felon and if they kick a goddamn criminal and shit. That criminal wouldn't give a fuck about you. That gangbanger wouldn't give a fuck about you. Why do they want black men to commiserate and empathize with criminals and felons and gangsters? I don't. I feel more on the side of law enforcement. That's how I have law enforcement friends, people in the Congress. So why would I commiserate with a felon and a criminal? I didn't grow up around the type of black people. My millionaire aunties in the San Francisco Bay Area, they didn't hang around nobody who was felonious or nothing like that because they would jeopardize what they worked hard for. If you grew up around affluent blacks, like Chris Tucker has this joke about black people versus niggas, and niggas always trying to fuck it up for black people. So if you grew up around black people, there's this thing where they do not like niggas and they don't allow you to hang around niggas because niggas always try to fuck it up for black people. Chris Rock told the joke, I grew up in that type of community. And I used to think my black female aunties were mean. I used to think they were racist and cruel until I got robbed, until I learned the hard way. So I don't commiserate. Lock them up. Lock them all up. Lock them all up. You understand what I'm saying? And why every issue associated with crime has to be a black issue. I'm sick of it. It's insulting. I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about education. I want to talk about literacy rates. I'm tired of crime, bro. Let someone else own crime, right? Clean up Chicago. Clean up LA. Get rid of the gangs, man. We tired of it. Let someone else have crime. We only 13% of the population. You saw that today when I read that with the federal employees. Like, I'm tired of owning crime statistics. We don't want it anymore. You can have the crime statistics. We don't want the crime anymore. I don't want the crime statistics anymore. Let's talk about literacy rates. Let's talk about fathers and families. That's why we voted for Trump. I knew about Project 2025. You're not surprising me. I know about the Heritage Foundation. I know about the prayer breakfast. We all know about the prayer breakfast. Like, MAGA is politically in tune. I know about the prayer breakfast. Did you know about the prayer breakfast? I know about the Heritage Foundation. Did you know about the Heritage Foundation? I am with Project 2025. Are you with Project 2025? Let's have a talk about that. Let's talk about fathers. Let's talk about single parent home driving poverty and poverty driving crime and gangs and drugs. Can we have, I don't want to talk about all this other shit that the Democrats, I don't want to talk about gay surgeries for children. I want to talk about children knowing how to read. If you want children to be empowered to make such a powerful decision, how did Democrats jump over literacy? How did Democrats jump over literacy? How did Democrats jump over literacy? I thought you want people to be free. You can't be free. You can't be empowered if you don't have the knowledge. And if you make ignorant decisions and the Democrats purposely keep knowledge from you, that's lie by omission. That's lying by omission. Yeah, you can go be gay. You can go be trans. You can change your sex, but you don't even know how to read. You haven't even graduated high school. The bar, look how low the bar is in America. You haven't even graduated high school. That means, and you know how low it is to graduate high school in America? Do you know how low the bar is to graduate high school in America? It's ninth grade. Ninth fucking grade. Ninth fucking grade. Ninth fucking grade. Ninth grade equivalency exam, which is actually a sixth grade reading level, which is actually a sixth grade reading level. That's how low the fucking bar is. And they want you to pick your sex, gender, cut your fucking dick off before you even get to a sixth grade reading level. Ninth grade equivalency exam. You get to pick your sex, gender, and you don't even have, you didn't even pass the PE. You can't even do a mile in under 9 minutes, but you want to have a sex change. You want to start taking puberty blockers. The bar is so low. The bar, and then they trick you and say he's gay, he's homophobic, and all this other shit. But as I say to you, and you went to school in America, right now I'm blowing somebody's mind. Right now I'm blowing somebody's mind. Right now they're saying to yourself, holy fuck, I never thought about that. Holy fuck. They get to make this decision before they pass the ninth grade equivalency exam. That's kind of true. That's kind of right. At least, because I know how stupid I was, at least can we make the kids at least pass the ninth grade equivalency exam? That's actually a sixth grade. It's not ninth grade. That's why it's called ninth grade equivalency. Oh, I swear I'm the only intelligent person. I swear I'm the only intelligent person. I don't care if it's 0.5%. It's not America. It's not freedom. If they are not educated about their decision, it's basically slavery. And your excuse about it being less than 1%, meaning you're a slave master. Do you understand my logic and my argument? I'm saying to you, it's slavery if they're not educated on their decision, because they can never go back. And at the very least, when I get to be a 40-year-old man and I did all this shit as a child, I would look back and I would say, well, damn, there were mechanisms there to keep me from making this mistake. There were things like the ninth grade equivalency exam. They could have put these metrics and bars in place so that I did not make this decision ignorantly. Because when I made the decision without the knowledge, I basically was slave. I was basically a slave to a democratic agenda, because they didn't allow me to get to the point where my brain was fully functional and have full frame and knowledge of the complete debate before I made my decision. I was hoodwinked. I was bamboozled. Like Kamala Harris, I was hypnotized. At the very least. Okay, why does the ninth grade equivalency exam even exist? When the last time you heard somebody talk about it? When the last time you heard a Democrat? The Department of Education got closed down. The Department of Education got closed down. Did we ever look at statistics of rates of children in America in the ninth grade equivalency exam? When the Department of Education was closed down, do you know right now how many American youth are reading at a ninth grade equivalent? Do you know what our scores are? I'm telling you, California, we got a lot of work to do. Gavin Newsom could be focusing on these things. Do you know about the A through G? Do you know about the 2 different tracks in high schools in America? Do you know in high schools in America, they have a dumb track and a dumber track? And most parents and students don't know about the A through G protocols. Department of Education, American high schools. So depending on your testing, your 9th grade equivalency exam and where you go to high school, you could be put on a different track. And you can be put on the A to G track that is remedial. And you graduate high school, but you can't go to college because you didn't know that you were in remedial classes because of things like democratic policies where everybody gets a trophy. Look up A to G. Look up 2 tracks. I tell a story. Deborah Carr been here a long time. I tell a story about a young lady when my son went to high school, a young lady who was the valedictorian who applied for a 4-year college. She was a valedictorian, #1 student in the school. The school was a half high school, half middle school. The school had a school for TAP. You know about TAP? Who knows about TAP? Teenage Pregnancy Program. So the school was one of those schools in the hood. I lived in the ghetto at the time. I lived in the ghetto with like machine guns and murder ghetto. And this was the high school for that neighborhood. It was a half high school, half middle school. Now, this matters because the numbers, when you get graded, they were able to skirt federal requirements because they weren't technically a high school. So this high school had gangs, crime, teenage pregnancy. The valedictorian applied for a 4-year college and got rejected. She was crying. She said, I have straight A's, I have a 4.0, why can't I get into the school? She learned, and I learned about 2 tracks. Her mother and I learned that her daughter was on an A to G track set in middle school, and that she never took actual high school level classes. She took remedial classes. Everyone in this high school takes remedial classes, and she would have to go to a 2-year university to get the credits in order to take the basic math in order to qualify to go to she was heartbroken. I was terrified. I never knew. I knew immediately that Black parents were clueless. Nationwide, Black parents were clueless to how their children are being miseducated. A through G, multiple tracks. Valedictorian, unable to go to a 4-year university because she did not take the proper math and English classes in her A to G. She had to go to a junior college for 2 years to take those math and English classes that would have been available to her in high school, but she was on a separate track. What is Jason talking about? Another troll, and you picking on people in my chat. This is what happens a lot to a lot of faithful people. And this is what I was saying. This shouldn't be a moderator's job. It shouldn't be my job. It shouldn't be a moderator's job, and it shouldn't be my job, YouTube, to deal with bullies, right? We live in America. We've dealt with bullies before. It should not be my job or a moderator's job to deal with a bully, and there's no way that YouTube should be okay with a woman being bullied on their platform. I just don't understand how it's happening in my chat, because I am running a show. I'm giving out information, whether you like it or not. I'm giving out information. I've researched the information. I've provided receipts. It's not my job to police the chat. It's your job, YouTube. You provide the platform. And there's no way women should be bullied. That's why I took away the wrenches, because what I realized is it's not a moderator's responsibility. We're all listening to the content. We're all enjoying the show. It's not a moderator's responsibility to handle. This is YouTube's job. This is YouTube's failure. There's no way in hell, YouTube, you should be allowing Jason to bully a woman in my chat. I should not have to stop my show to deal with a bully in America. Nah. That is the failure of YouTube. Cowards. 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 Cowardice. I'm telling you, every day they make a new Republican. They make a new subscriber. They don't know it. All you're doing is making more subscribers. I said today, I'm still going at 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm not upset. I'm not angry. I feel good. I honestly feel blessed. I got my chili going. I don't know why I'm in such a good mood. With 25 people watching, you would think perfect. I know all my people watching me waiting for me to blow up, and I haven't blown up. I don't know why, y'all. I don't know why I haven't blown up. But I'm telling you, all day I felt blessed. God is that good. All day I felt blessed from the beginning. If you go watch from the beginning, all day has been a blessing. The only person that was here in the beginning was Mrs. Perfect Timing. For the whole first hour, the only comments was green, Miss Perfect Time, Miss Perfect Time. Nobody commented. None of my moderators, nobody for the whole first hour. No likes, no nothing. And I never felt this good doing the show. In the last 2 weeks, with all of the success, I haven't felt this good. I have felt conflicted about Charlie Kirk being murdered. I've been feeling conflicted about the fact that I have young children. I felt conflicted about the fact that people celebrated his murder. I'm still doing the show, but I'm emotional. I'm emotional and I'm hurt because I love Charlie Kirk. I love God. I believe in God. I believe in the message. I know Charlie Kirk wasn't racist. I also know the people saying he's racist are not intelligent enough to actually make the argument. And they haven't successfully made the argument, which is why they're talking about something else. So it was frustrating watching blacks grift off of Charlie Kirk, unintelligible, idiot blacks who cannot even complete a thought process, never made a successful argument that Charlie Kirk was racist. Even today, when you talked about Charlie Kirk today, you did not successfully, definitively prove he was racist. You have an inability to do that because he wasn't. So I have been conflicted for the last 2 weeks, but I've still been making my show. Today, bro, I feel so good, bro. And it's funny, Mr. Bolsky, a lot of people who don't got their wrenches, they ain't mad at me. Why do people who really, Deborah Carr ain't mad at me? Somebody donated $50 today. Somebody donated $60 yesterday. So I lose all the trolls, but now I'm getting a real audience, real followers. Someone donated 50, someone donated 60 yesterday. I said when I began the podcast today that in the Bible, God said only three, and you will have a quorum and you will be blessed, Dennis. You don't need 1,000. The book say only 3 people. How many people been to church in the garage? Y'all want to have some church? Y'all want to have a talk? I'm about to close the podcast. How many people been to church in the gymnasium? How many people been blessed? How many people have felt the Holy Ghost and felt the Spirit move in a gymnasium, in a garage? And how many people have seen a fight in a megaplex? How many people have seen cussing and fornication and adultery in a multi-million-dollar megaplex? Stop, Pippi. He didn't say you needed a megaplex. You don't need $1 million house of worship. I have been in $1 million churches and fights break out. Adultery, fornication. And everybody got money. Everybody black and everybody got money. Oakland, California, San Francisco. If you might not believe me, but listen to Cat Williams again on Shannon Sharp. Everybody had some money. I'm not talking about baby money. No. I'm talking about city niggas. Real money. generational wealth, and they're fighting in church. This is our garage. This is our gymnasium. This is our garage. Why do you think the devil keeps knocking on the door? Because we doing work in here. If we were fornicating, think about it. If we were fornicating, if we were committing adultery, if I'm trying to cheat on my wife, if I am emailing people and DMing women from my chat, the devil would be making us go up. This is our gymnasium. Why do the devil keep knocking on the door? Because we working. Because we're working. If we were not working, the devil would be here. The devil would be obliged. The devil continues to knock on the door because we working. You know, my wife, Mrs. Perfect Tommy, kept saying in the beginning, she kept saying, keep strong, keep going. 2 hours and 30 minutes, baby, and I'm giving glory. 2 hours, Mrs. Perfect Time, and I just want to tell you how much you mean to me, God, how much you mean to me. 2 hours and 30 minutes, and we giving glory. You know, man. You know he mad. 2 hours and 30 minutes, and all we could do was glorify it. That's all we could do was praise. 2 hours and 30 minutes, and that's all we got is glorification and praise. Like, I know they mad. I know, come on, I know they mad. Come on, man. Because the goal is with gaslighting, and because there's nothing concrete on their side. The devil don't never have what do the devil have? Trickery. Political theater. Today, what do you have? More political theater, trickery. Remember today's topics. The devil don't have nothing concrete. What do I ask the Democrats for all the time? What do they give you? Trickery and theater. Remember what we discussed today. Fear, that's another one. We discussed those 5 seats, and I asked you to become more politically advantageous and do the math. I gave you the example of the supermajority in the Senate when you needed 60. I told you, learn how many actual seats there are in the House, over 250. So you need to know by the numbers, by the politics, are those 5 seats a factor? Would they ever matter? Why were it national politics? Why was multiple governors of multiple states, and why is Gavin Newsom wasting money on supposedly fighting Trump for these 5 seats in California? I'm watching the commercials right now. We don't have water. We don't have fire engines. Fire season is upon us, but Gavin Newsom is wasting money on these 5 seats that are insequential. Y'all help me out in the chat. But they're fighting over these seats that don't matter mathematically. Do the 5 seats give the Democrats a supermajority in the ability to stop or push through an agenda? But part B of that same question, part B, because we're thinking intellectuals here, what would the agenda be? And this is the question the Young Turks gave other Democrats. What would the agenda be? But you need to know mathematically those 5 seats wouldn't give you a majority. You would not be able to stop or push through any legislation. That was my first talking point, that you heard about Jasmine Crockett. You're hearing about the 5 seats in California now. Do they matter? Are they, I can't get the word out. Are they, I can't get the word out. Insequential, non-sequential? Y'all help me out in the chat. Do they matter? Do they matter? Will they give the Democrats the ability to stop policy or to get policy passed? Because if not, why were you distracted with that political theater about those 5 seats if they're insequential? Huh? So I use that as a foundation to get into the government being shut down. And my issue with the government shutdown is I went to the data and I shared with you that disproportionately Blacks are employed by the federal government. The Democrats know that. Blacks overwhelmingly are Democrats. So when the Democrats who are leading the government shutdown, it says the following Senate Democrats rejection of Republican, Democrats rejection, Democrats rejection, Democrats rejection. When Democrats reject the resolution and shut down the government, they understand that it disproportionately negatively affects blacks who work overwhelmingly for the federal government. That's been my argument. It's a Blexic argument. That's been today's show. Those 5 seats, that was the foundation. And the government shut down. The Democrats using you again, black Democrats. You are fire. You are wood. You are barter fodder. May the 4th be with you. Black Democrats are barter fodder. May the 4th be with you. You are wood. You are kindling. You are kindling for Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. You are not votes. You are not constituents. You are not citizens. You are kindling. And they threw your ass in the fire this morning. They threw your ass in the fire this morning. They don't care about your wig. What did I say, Deborah? I said, we buy Christmas presents now. It's Christmas season now for everyday hardworking Americans. We don't buy Christmas presents in December. The prices go up. The availability for the toys are not there. The sales are before Christmas, October, November. Everyday hardworking Americans buy the presents, hide them in the attic, hide them in the garage, hide them in the closet. You put federal employees, which are disproportionately black, on furlough for the next month or two. You just cancel Christmas for black kids in America. Y'all have a good day.